Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? Welcome. Another episode of the O.O.C. Got my boy Roberto in the house, and I just sent LB the link, so he'll probably pop in. What up, the real nerdy review? Congratulations on the subs you're getting. Keep doing what you're doing, brother, and I'll help you out as much as I can. And with that being said, Roberto, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's good? What's good?
Can't complain. How was your week, brother?
Well, being it's only Wednesday, I could say this week is like I'm looking forward to the next holiday.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because that little pit stop we took during COVID, I still haven't really got it out my system, and I feel
Me
like every
neither.
now and then I need a meltdown, like a good
Me
long
neither.
weekend. I felt like they came back to back to back at one point, and now I'm like looking on the calendar and I'm like, hey, there's no more dots until Christmas.
you know
You know?
well, I got one at the end of November, right? Because we call Americans, so I got the
There you
American
go.
Thanksgiving off.
Thanksgiving. You get to watch
And I
some
got
football.
yep, I got the Thursday and the Friday off, so that's gonna be
Nice.
good. That's gonna be good.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What's up to the people in the chat? Thank you guys for popping in. Think we got a great show tonight, and of course, we got some more Yeezy stuff, unfortunately, right?
Not unfortunately. The hits just keep coming, like they say on the radio, yo.
No, I said unfortunately because it's like 3 weeks in a row now that we've been talking about Yeezy. You know what I mean?
But we said it was going to happen, Anzo. We said we have enough material to give Danny a break for a long time.
I agree with you 100%. But we
But
do have some shit for Danny today.
that shit keeps coming, like the hits, man. If we were a radio station, we'd be number one, yo. Pure hits.
Absolutely. So, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I could full screen this here. Because I know Roberto had something he wanted to show. Well, he showed me. Oh, it's 4 minutes, though.
My shit in the video is just a picture.
No, I was gonna show the kid dancing, but that thing is 4 minutes.
But was that kid? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't get to watch it yet. Of course,
Oh,
started the show. What up, Eyes Only? What up,
I'm
Tony
sorry.
Robinson? EPMD back in business.
I know I'm an old man, but breakdancing was monumental in my life. It was big. It helped me overcome some fears that, even though I did some weird things during overcoming them fears, I still overcame them. Being on stage in front of a crowd of people, eyes on us, Those were
Absolutely.
crazy times, and for that reason, till I'm, visiting my boys up above, breakdancing will always touch me,
LB is in the house. What's up, LB? Glad you could pop
What's
in, man.
going on, LB? Long time, yo.
Gentlemen. Yeah.
Good evening.
Gonna watch Little Man. This kid's 9 years old, man. If anyone,
go ahead, Roberto. Open it up. Let them know.
Anybody into breakdancing?
No.
Anybody, new, old. If you can't appreciate what this little man's about to do, then I suggest you take up a new hobby.
Well, let's see what we got. Okay, you got skill.
Oh, this method. This is just the beginning. I know we can't watch the whole video, but near the end.
Let's see.
No, it's before. Where are you at now?
Close to the end.
2.5 minute mark.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. 2.5 minutes right there.
Yeah. Look at this kid, right? How is he doing these power moves at 9 years old, man? I know momentum helps, but a lot of strength's involved in them moves, man.
Yeah.
Look, he ain't missing nothing, Anzo. What's this kid gonna be like at 12?
In
Yeah, it's
pain.
gonna be sick. And the thing is, usually when you watch kids, right, you can see where they're
They're
messing
lapsing.
up or
Yeah,
where they're lapsing. Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. Pretty good.
gotta give
But
my props to him. I don't know who he is, but that kid got skills.
absolutely 100%. And we got our first topic in the house. And the first topic, of course, as you see on the thumbnail and you see in the
Where is it?
description, Kanye
Oh yeah,
West. Kanye West has not only Adidas. I have the Adidas article up here, but pretty much Gap, pretty
I'm not
much
talking that. I'm talking
everything.
about the one in the middle.
Which
With
one in the middle?
Adidas.
Danny's people.
Oh yeah, yeah, we got that one too. Don't worry.
What? The
Yeah,
security guard. You guys
yeah,
are getting creative
absolutely.
now, huh?
Yeah, I saw that TJ Maxx say they're not going to carry his stuff. I saw another company say they're not going to carry the stuff.
Hmm.
It's all bad for him right now.
So, what are your thoughts on it? I'll be quick before I get into the article.
Man, I honestly like it. I see why it's being done, but this is like, man, he's been saying nonsense about
Hmm.
the black community for years, and like now it's the final straw. Like,
Hmm.
I don't have a problem with what they're doing, but it's just like, come on, man, y'all need to take us a little bit more serious.
Facts, 100%. And I seen that a lot of time when he said the stuff about slavery, you know what I mean, being a choice, nobody canceled him, right? And when you watch the interview, right, he's not saying that he hates Jews or he's not like people calling him Semitic, whatever you want to call it, right? Because of the things he's saying. But when I watched that whole interview, I was like, he wasn't really like he sounded more envious of the way they handle their business and because we don't. I don't know, just it's just strange, man. Now that he's saying all of this stuff,
You know
I
what?
think he's just
I find he's two
yeah.
sided. You know, like you feel for him and then he talks deeper and he pulls you away. You feel for him and then he talks deeper and he pulls you away. Because, some of the stuff he's saying is factual. Back in the
Hmm.
day, all of the brothers that made it in the rap industry had to go through Jewish people. It's a
Hmm.
fact. It's nothing to
Hmm.
say that Jewish people are bad. They were in a position where they gave black people an opportunity to take their talent elsewhere, opposed
Hmm.
to one or two making it on their own, right? That's a
Hmm.
fact. But when you start
Absolutely.
talking negative after that, in the concept of how it happened, like they exploited us, what's the percentage? Are you saying all of them? Like, this is where I see how he's turning a bad face on people because he's not coming with like numbers. He's just coming out with blurts, be
Yeah,
it they're
Hmm.
true or not.
Hmm.
yeah. He'll say if he says one thing that makes sense, he'll say nine things that are absolutely
Thank
outrageous.
you very much, LB.
Facts.
That's what I'm trying to say in other words. You
Facts.
just gave the short story what took me almost 10 minutes to fucking spit out. Nice. Thank you. You're missed, brother.
So here it is: the consequences of repeated Bazarian as anti-Semitic attacks over the past few weeks have unraveled the empire of Ye, the musician and fashion designer, better known as Kanye West, and tarnished his goodwill with financial institutions and celebrity footholds. Ye saw his sprawling multi-million dollar business cleavered Tuesday from its larger backer, sportswear giant Adidas. After weeks of silence and mounting public pressure, the German company, the last major holdout amongst Yeezy's business partners, announced it would immediately end productions of Yeezy brand products and stop all payments to Yeezy and his companies. So, okay, how are they going to stop payment, right? Because if his shoes are selling still, and trust me, I don't like the Yeezys, but right now is the time to have at least two or three pairs that you never wore. You know how much money people are gonna start selling them fucking things for right now?
You're
G's,
right, but it's
two
fucking
G's.
sad. It's fucking sad because them shoes are fucking ugly.
I agree.
And
I,
you know, if you had any sympathy for the black people, you wouldn't be charging 800, $900 for them fucking ugly shoes. Because
yeah,
even if they were $60, Anzo, I don't care if they match my whole outfit. I'll be wearing flip flops.
I feel you. Clean black sneakers. Good evening. I'm just going to listen in. No problem. Thank you for popping in. Much
We'll try and keep
appreciated.
you entertained. Thank you.
Absolutely. But the article continues. Adidas does not tolerate anti Semitism and any other sort of hate speech, the company said in a statement. Yee's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. Now, I'm going to see if I can find the article too, but I also heard, and I seen it today,
That they owe
that
money.
no, that they were actually going to
Oh,
continue to make Yeezys.
but he's claiming that what are you holding out on? The money you haven't paid me? That's the new saga. And we're
Hmm.
going to run with that. Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? This is news. I'm in the news every fucking day. Isn't that the plan?
Hmm.
He's in conversation, if not in everybody's mouth, every second or third person's mouth, everywhere.
Hmm.
Like you can't go anywhere and not see a comment about either did you watch the whole video or this guy's insane. This guy's going nuts. Some of the shit he says is true, but look at the other shit he says. You know, that's the
Hmm.
conversation throughout the net, man.
Yeah, he's pretty much going viral with a lot of the things
Big
that he's,
time.
you
Big
know,
time. And this is making him more money, no?
and
Honestly,
probably. Yeah, go ahead, LB.
I I I checked out a Kanye. This I don't remember. This is when he first got with Kim K, and he's like started to
Mm-hmm.
change his voice, the way
Mm-hmm.
he spoke. And I remember he did this interview in the studio. I think it was a British guy. And like from then, man, I just pretty much checked out of him, man. I was like, man, you don't talk any sense, bruh. Like I don't need to sit here and watch your interviews.
Yeah, was it the one with what's his name? Piles or something like that? That white dude, the British white dude, because he did an interview with him too.
Who the guy giving
Uh,
him the shit face the whole interview?
Pretty much, and Kanye was telling him, "Oh, well, I'm rich. How much money do you have? You should listen to me because I'm a billionaire." You know.
Fuck. Everybody
but
knows why you got to keep saying it. Fuck.
But at the same time, I mean,
I feel
the
you.
dude was like, yeah, well, if it comes to like financial advice, for sure, I'll listen to you, you know. And here's the reason why. Let's go back to this because it says here that Yeezys generated an estimated 2 billion a year, close to 10% of the company's annual revenue. Morningstar analyst David Schwartz said. Adidas said the split will cost the company 250 million euros, about 248 million this year. Adidas can recover from that short-term impact, but the financial hit to Yi has been instantaneous. Yi once bragged he was the richest black man in history, but Forbes estimates that at 1.5 billion of his net worth was tied to the Adidas deal, while 400 million comes from real estate cash, his music catalog, and a 5% stake in his ex-wife Kim's shapewear firm Skims. So he was making a lot of money and he's gonna lose a lot of money,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's still a billionaire. You know what I mean? Kanye West is good.
I mean, I don't know. I only found out when they said he was worth billions a few weeks ago. I think it was off a tweet that you had posted. And I didn't have any clue. But like based off all of this, I don't know, bro. He's gonna be like he's gonna be losing a lot of money because he's losing out on a lot
Facts.
of revenue streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now one thing I was thinking earlier, because his music also gets licensed a lot to movies, TV shows, and
Mm-hmm.
commercials. So I'm wondering if that will be continuing on.
I think they're probably gonna cut that off too, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much in the interview that I watched, he said he's pretty much being blackballed, blacklisted, and I think that's gonna like really kick in, like to where radio stations are probably not gonna play his music, you know, and all these commercials and movies are not gonna put his songs in there, at least for a while. You know, people blow over after like 2 or 3 years. He stays out of the limelight, doesn't say any other bullshit. But at this point, like
Yeah,
it seems like he can't stop saying bullshit. You know what I mean?
yeah. Because when did he say slavery was a choice? When did he say that? What year? 2000. I think he said like 2018. Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Seemed like
and
last year.
people still rocked with him. Like
Exactly.
they, I mean, that's the thing with music, bro. Like, you make a good song, people forget about it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%. And I'm thinking, like, okay, so Kanye West is a billionaire, right? Can he just find a way to do his shoes himself? Like,
See,
you know?
yeah, yeah, and you say that right, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, we don't have billions of dollars, but it's like I'm pretty sure they would prefer to have someone else spend the money on the things they do.
Yeah, for
Yeah, but
sure, for sure.
you know what? Keep in mind, this guy, this guy went up against a community
Yeah,
that touches a lot of streams.
Mm-hmm.
That he goes to reach out to try and get a certain material to make his shoe. Sure enough, it goes through someone who's Jewish, and they tell him, "Yo, don't do business with this guy." They ain't doing business with him. Like
Oh, yeah,
he
absolutely.
cut off some major ties,
Mm-hmm.
major
Mm-hmm.
ties,
Mm-hmm.
to the point
And,
where the Germans said, "Schneid, no way."
right.
You know what I'm saying? Damn.
He gonna have to go to China and set up shop over there, bro.
Yeah, he's got to kiss some.
yeah.
He has to kiss some communist ass, and they're gonna take him in and
Mm-hmm.
celebrate him.
Yeah.
You guys
He'll
got
call
rid
up
of this,
Dennis.
and we'll take it.
He'll call up Dennis Rodman, get a meeting with the
South Korea, North
you
Korea.
know.
Sorry,
Yeah. You know, and with all the shit he says, so what's his name? The leader's name? Well, he died, I heard. It's
Kim
his
Young.
son now, right? Yeah, Kim Young. I think he died and his son taking over now or whatever.
He's with a
But
different Kim now.
yeah, and all the stuff he says, you know, South Korea, they don't like Americans. So yeah, come in here and say your shit. Come in here and talk shit about
Or
America, man.
his other alternative is it? Who'll take him in open arms.
Hmm.
Our
Who?
old material back in the day
Oh,
was
Mr.
trying to
Trump?
make a comeback. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
you. You'll be the second black guy that will support me. Come on in. They hate you,
Yeah.
they'll love you. My people will
Mm-hmm.
love you.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. You gonna say something, LB?
Nah,
Okay. All right. So what else we got here? It says in recent weeks, several companies, including French fashion house Balenciaga, J.P. Morgan Chase, and talent agency CCA and Hollywood financial and producer MRA have ended relationships with the performer. On Monday, Gap, which ended its partnership with Ye last month, announced it was pulling all Yeezy Gap inventory from stores and shutting down the line's website. So, from what I hear, though, is that this deal with Gap was going to end even before he started saying the stuff that he said. But I think maybe Gap was still planning on selling whatever they had left over or whatever. But now they just shut it all down. Everything, everything, everything he had, all his business partners
I
are
tell you,
leaving
mess
him.
with the wrong people, yo.
That's a fact, man.
You thought
And
you were powerful, you thought you're untouchable, you think, oh, you're pissed off now? Well, I'm sure a lot of people gave you advice to just chill, Kanye, just chill. No, dog, I'm fed up, I'm tired, and you should have stayed asleep, yo.
so there's a lot of talk about him being bipolar. What do you think about that, OB? Because we touched on that a little bit last week.
I mean, it's clear he has mental issues, like because the differences from when his mom died, right?
Thank you,
Like
Mm-hmm.
that,
thank
that
you.
that was a big part of his life. But it
Yeah.
gets to the point where I'm not saying y'all, but like it gets to the point where people need to stop using the mental health issues as a reason for his behavior. Because there's plenty of people who have mental health issues that don't go out here and saying outrageous things like him and doing
But
outrageous things like him.
are they billionaires, Epi?
I mean, I can't say
You
that
know,
they are.
that could be a reason, you know,
Yeah.
because you could get yourself some real good lawyers with $1 billion, you know.
But I mean,
Uh-huh.
like he's been doing these crazy things since what, about 2005, right?
Since his
And
mom died, he started going off the edge a bit,
right, and
even
like
to the point where Kim said, "See ya,"
and yeah,
even though she might have had something to do with it too.
like she's like her family like the biggest attention seeking people out there, and they was like, nah, bro,
Facts.
we can't rock with you no more. So it's like these people was enabling this kind of behavior for so long, and now it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, now we can't do it no more. Sorry, like he's done said and did so many things, and he's out here getting all these big endorsement deals and sponsorships or whatever. And now it's just like, oh no, man, this is enough, too much.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
But
100%.
he got, I mean, he definitely has a mental health issue. I don't know what it is, but he has something.
I agree. Got some new people up in here. Mason Gigi, thank you for popping in. Did he mess with the wrong people, or people don't allow people to speak freely without emotions attached?
Well, based on the outcome, I could only say they only responded when he started making anti-Semitic comments. He's made a lot of comments prior to that, and nothing came of this. As soon as he made anti-Semitic comments, pop, 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 like gunshots, they're taking him down.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I could say. That's why I say he messed with the wrong people. Because
he said,
when he said that shit, like these guys just said before, when he called out slavery, we didn't turn on him.
yeah,
And they didn't turn on him either.
Nobody turned on him.
It's
It's just like the N word, Anzo. It's just like the N word. Anything related to us, the rules are different, yo. I don't understand why people question it. It's fucking clear as day. It's happening.
Like
Facts.
he's running out there with the White Lives Matter shirt, out there talking about George Floyd died from drugs. Like bruh, like he was literally on the podcast with what's it called, Drink Chaps, saying that stuff,
Yeah.
and they're just sitting there like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, cool, that's what's up. And then after when he gets backlash, oh, I should have said something. Like what? Man.
And then he's quoting Candace's Owens documentary and the bullshit that was in. I couldn't even finish watching that. I was just like, I am done with this shit. When LB sent me, I said, it's gonna piss me off, eh? He's like, yes, it is. And as soon as it's just, oh my god, like she literally talking to the fucking roommates about, well, we didn't hear nothing about you guys. You guys were never shown on TV. Like, so what?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so what? What are you fucking talking about? Who cares?
Right.
It was dumb, man.
And
like
on another note, when people start saying I am this, I am that, there's some problems there.
Oh, facts, 100%.
If that's not some narcissism involved there, I don't know what is.
Oh yeah, he said he's God. There was one time you could watch an interview.
He called out a few things that I was like, yo, that's what you totally lost me. You were talking about something, and then you kind of had like that clone kind of stutter, and then you said something else really stupid. I was like, what the fuck? You ever notice he has some little clone moments? Remember we used to make fun back in the day, fucking how some black people were cloned? You never heard about that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I heard
There's
that.
Two videos, Anzo. If I could find them, we'll put it on our next show. There's one with Beyonce at a fucking basketball game, and there's another one that I saw with the that guy who used to do that kind of chubby, I can't say fat, that chubby black guy used to do that Good Morning show with the glasses.
Al Roker.
Al Roker. I think it was a fucking New Year's or a Christmas show. They had the camera kind of zoomed in on the four of them and they're talking. And all of a sudden, he just fucking zones out. And then he snaps out of it and comes back and starts smiling. I was like, what the fuck was that? Did you see that? Next thing you know, it was all over. And then it was gone. Then they showed fucking Beyonce. So is this some craft shit being done, tweaking on internet? I don't know. But you never heard about that cloning shit?
I've heard about it, but because even there's this he used to be on, I think it was Moesha's show, this guy Orlando Brown, and he's up there talking about Chris Brown was cloned and all kinds of stuff. You seen those things, LB? Yeah, just like
even Chappelle.
I was like, man,
Mhm.
Like, what in the world are you on, bruh?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for real, for real, for real. But I remember that too. They said Dave Chappelle was cloned because when he came back from Africa, he was jacked up, right?
Bruh,
And they
he
were
was
saying he
yoked.
was cloned too. Yeah, right. So they saying he was cloned too, and I don't fuck that shit. um,
Highlight that comment from Mason, the last one he put up.
this one here, yeah. I think he said, "Why can't he question something? We ask for his opinion, no, but is it is his right to talk. It is his right to talk. Okay,
Yeah, it absolutely
absolutely.
is his right to talk.
Hmm.
No one's saying you can't have an opinion. It's just
Facts.
when you make deals with people, when you work at certain places, you can't say certain things and not get,
Hmm.
proper.
Repercussions.
Yeah, there you
Hmm.
go.
That's all it comes down
Like
to. He's a
that.
famous person.
Like we're I mean we're in a. I'm not attacking you, bro, but like we're in a point in society where people just think because we have freedom of speech and all that you could just say absolutely whatever
Hmm.
you want whenever you want, and if someone doesn't like it, tough. Like, no, that's not the way life works.
We didn't have the freedom of speech misinterpreted, and then you guys all of a sudden fucking Rubik cubed it and figured it out for us. This shit goes way back.
Hmm.
You know what I
And
mean?
and that's the thing, right? It's like, yeah, he can say what he wants to, but when you have, and we say the same thing about actors, you say the same thing about football players or basketball
Anybody
players. When
famous?
you're making this type of money, you have to understand that there's certain things you can say and can't say because they can take it away from you as easily as they gave it to you.
Right.
100%.
Like, now, if Kanye, like I say to people, like, if you want to have the autonomy to say and do whatever you want, you gotta start your own social media networks, your own websites, fund your own products and services, where you don't have to worry
Hmm.
about dealing with anybody else, and that is practically impossible in life. You will always have to deal
Because
with somebody.
there's only one brother who pulled that off, and I don't know how long he's been doing it. His name doesn't come to me right now, but he likes to portray the role of a woman.
You're talking
Tyler
about Tyler
Perry,
Perry?
Tyler Perry, thank you very much. He's
but
the only
Hmm.
one.
even
And
then,
but how many years, LB, has he been the only one with all these brothers making all kinds of money throughout all these years that Tyler's been doing it? Why isn't there another one?
well,
Why doesn't
Hmm.
Jamie Foxx have one?
partially, I mean, that every individual is different. Like, Jamie
I
Foxx
hear
might
you,
not.
but it's just
Jamie,
funny. Just there's just one.
well, I mean,
And
they could get Tyler Perry up out of here too. If Tyler Perry went on Kanye West type rants.
oh, absolutely,
They
100%. And
got him
and right,
airtime, but that's about it.
and even Roberto, were you saying like Tyler Perry has his own studio and everything?
Mhm.
Watch an interview how hard it was for him to get
Oh, for
into that
sure. But
door.
he did
You
it,
know what I
dog.
mean?
He
Yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
it.
He did it,
No
but
doubt he
Yeah,
fucking
mhm,
scratched and
and
kissed, but he got it done, yo. And
mhm.
then
now
it's
and
his
But that's
world, right?
why some of them
also
don't have that will to do it. Go ahead, LB.
also now don't 100% quote me on this. I don't know if it's changed, but he's not funding his own movies. Like, his movies
No, I'm
get
sure he's
Hmm.
getting
distributed,
some
right?
donation shit.
Yeah, his movies get financed and then distributed by a studio. Like, if
Absolutely,
Well,
if
yeah.
he
then there's
comes if he
people
comes
we know
out
who's behind that.
right, if he comes out and does
Hmm.
a Kanye type thing, he would lose that.
Yeah, you're right.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're right.
So, like I said,
Uh,
it's not possible for any individual to do everything without dealing with someone else. And even if you did, you still got to deal with a bank unless you
absolutely.
start your
Uh,
own bank.
Some kind of funding. Some
mhm.
kind of funding.
A
Yeah.
lot of black actors have their own production companies, yes, but
That
none
might
of
be,
them
but
have
are
their
they
own
level?
studio.
Are they on
He
the
has
level
his
of a Tyler Perry?
Yeah. I
Because
no.
mean,
if they were, why aren't we hearing about them?
yeah, the
You
thing
know what
with
I mean?
production companies is like, yeah, you can have a production company, but if you're making TV shows or movies, you're still getting finance from other people. Like, no, like,
Hmm.
I highly doubt there are any black folks in Hollywood that are 100% funding their own projects. Like,
Absolutely not.
that would be cool to do, but it'd also be
Hmm.
stupid
Hmm.
because you could
Absolutely
lose
not.
billions of dollars.
Facts, 100%. And just like LB said, like Tyler Perry rents out his studio, right? There's a lot of actors, like producers, whatever, like, hey, can we use your studio to make this? Because he has a state of the art studio, right? When's the last time you seen one of his movies, Taylor Perry movies? because he's not like a Medea movie once a year now, or even that, not even that, right? Because
Medea's
he,
played out. This
yeah,
generation
he
ain't
don't
having
need to do
Medea.
that. He's like, yeah, you guys want to make your movie here, no problem. Boom, he makes way more money doing that than he
All
did
them black
making
BET
Medea.
movies are probably at Tyler's place.
Hmm. Famous people are people. He did not talk about the brands he works with. He spoke about the people who use their power. He is 2022's example of power come and go. Keep silent if you want to be paid. Well, you see, again, it's not really keep silent. It's just make sure you're not
Choose your
talking
words
about the
accordingly.
people and not talking about the
You
people
know,
that are
not
paying your
everybody at
bills.
work loves their boss. They don't walk into work. My fucking boss is a fucking this. He's a fucking and expect to keep your job.
Right.
Hmm.
You know,
it's it's like,
Absolutely.
man, like
And
people,
you're,
like you don't always
yeah, go
gotta
ahead.
tell the world everything that you're thinking, bro.
For
yeah,
real.
that's called the
For
Homer
real.
moment. Just
For
some things are
real.
better kept to yourself, and that's a thing that you should carry in your wallet.
Hmm. And Shifty said Byron Al is probably the closest to Tyler Perry. Absolutely, 100%. If you
Who's
don't
that?
know Byron Allen, if you don't know his story, go read this guy and listen to this guy's story. Right? He has his own studio and has a net worth of 800 million. Yeah,
Nice,
he
nice.
is up there. And I remember the first time I ever heard about Byron Allen is he used to have a talk show, and I used to like it. You know what I mean? He was funny. And then next thing you know, he had this issue with a studio or something, took them to court, and it's just a whole big thing that I can't really remember because it was a long time ago. But yeah, he's definitely did his thing as well. Tyler Perry produces a lot of TV content now. He's like got a network. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if he has a network, but he's like right under Oprah, right? Oprah
Yeah,
told him what to do.
he got a
Guaranteed. Oprah.
he he has a
Yeah, go
lot
ahead.
of stuff on Oprah's network. He got a lot of stuff on
Yeah.
BET network. Yeah, he
Hmm.
has, and then I think he still has the show that comes on TBS or something.
Yeah, yeah, and he was mentored by Oprah, and Oprah has her own TV station. You know what I mean? So he has his own studio. You better believe he's probably gonna get his own TV station as well. So this is what they do, and I I give him props. You know what I mean? I give Tyler Perry props. And especially after watching the little interview that I watched with him, and where he was talking about his struggles. I think it was with Kevin Hart. And the only problem is you get little piece and piece. You don't get the whole interview. You just get little segments. But the struggles, man, the struggle was real for him. Absolutely. What up, Deej? What's going on? Joe Rogan said a bunch of racist stuff about black people and nothing happened to him. Oh,
Can
wait,
I say
hold on.
something to Elite on that?
Yeah, we know about the Joe Rogan stuff. Go ahead, Roberto.
As I was saying before to Elite, I think there should be a book called The White Life, Black Life, and each
Hmm.
page will be split down the middle.
You should write it, bro.
And we give you scenarios of a white man or a white woman or a white person and a black person, the outcome of scenarios. They will be
Hmm.
fucking different the whole page down.
Facts.
That's
Write
what
it.
we're trying to tell you. So at some point, when are we going to stop acting surprised? Because
Hmm.
that's the whole fucking game. We've been surprised for
Facts.
how long?
Facts.
We're just getting
Facts.
more surprised because it's just becoming more bolder in a time where you would think it would be more suppressed.
Hmm.
So if there's not,
Hey.
I get fucking worked up because I had this rapper. I don't know if I sent it to you, but he was dropping knowledge about the music industry and how he feels the music industry is brainwashing us to question and take ourselves out. Because in our music, which touches your soul, it's constantly mentioned to kill, kill, kill. You hear kill,
Hmm.
kill, kill, all rap
Hmm.
music. Then he
Hmm.
gives you Asians. Do you hear Asians saying stuff like that? And then he gave you another country. Do you hear them saying stuff like that in their music? Call it degrading themselves, calling them kikes and all these different names. And everything he's saying is on point, man.
Hmm.
But do you think that will get fucking airtime? No,
Hmm.
because they don't want us educated.
Facts.
And the ones
100%.
who are fucking bound by money.
Hmm. And listen, like I've said this many times, right? I don't think, and they are like Kanye West is crazy. He's even said in the interview they
Just going
calling
about
me
it the wrong
crazy.
way, Anzo. Between me
I
and
don't
you, that's
think
my
he's
opinion.
crazy. Yeah, I don't think he's
It's going about it the
crazy.
wrong way.
But I think them calling him crazy is to diminish some of the stuff he's saying, because a lot of the stuff he's saying, and especially when it's talking about the industry stuff, I think he's exposing certain things that they don't like. You know
But
what I mean?
who said he's angry and hurt? Because in all honesty, that could be partially the reason as to why he comes off differently sometimes, because when
Mm-hmm.
you're hurt, you lash out. You want to lash out at
Mm-hmm.
who's hurting. He feels like everybody's hurting him, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that could be a reason too. Was it you said that?
Yeah, I did. I did last week.
Because it makes
Because
sense.
I said,
Like the more I see him talk, and I don't know if it's meant to be to just grab your attention like that, because they never show the whole interview. They just grab
mm-hmm.
snippets, and it just makes you shake your head. And more people are shaking their head, like you just said now. Are they attacking him in social media without us even knowing?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, right? And especially like I said, okay, and like Elby said, I agree with you 100%. I think we need to stop using mental health as an issue, because you're right. There are people who have mental health issues that are not running around saying the things that he's saying. But I think the issue is, and to say this, like, he has a camera in his face when he does it, right? We don't know about the other people with mental illness, what they say or what they do. It's the fact that when he starts to say some shit, it's on fucking camera.
But
You know what I
he's
mean?
famous, Anzo. And when you're
Yeah, I
famous,
know.
what you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
matters more than when you're not
Hmm.
famous. Because if some random guy was talking foolishness like that, we take it exactly for that foolishness. But this
Right.
guy's worth conversation
Hmm. And the
because
thing is, it's because he has a platform, right? See me, I could come on here and I could say some bullshit on here, right? And no one would pick it up.
fucking daddy.
And no one would pick it up, right? But let me say something on here and have over 100K subs. That's when it's a problem, right? Andrew Tate was saying, and I don't like him, right? But he was saying all types of shit he was saying way before he got popular. And then the minute he got popular and started, he continued saying what he was saying, they banned him. You know what I mean? So it's all about how much people you can influence. And that's the big thing.
Do me a
That's why.
favor, Anzo. Could you
Mhm.
drop on Mason GG just above Danny's comment, and then we'll feel for him and his profession getting hurt, and he's showing some tears.
Yeah, we will.
Based on
Said I
what
think
Mason
people.
GG is saying there. Go ahead, say it.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I think
Go ahead.
people need to learn how to actively listen and allow people to speak their piece. We don't have to like it. However, people need to express themselves to find closure or growth. Go ahead, Roberto.
I feel you 100%, GG. 1000% I feel you. And this is a conversation I had just today. But the times we live in, if you don't really take a third person perspective and look at the shift that we're going through right now, a lot of key values that were embedded in us for a long time growing up are slowly being eliminated. And one of them is normality. When is the last time you heard someone drop this quote, that's not normal? It's almost
Mm,
like a swear word. It's almost like a forbidden sentence. Because if you say that, define normal. Because everything is acceptable now. And if you question anything, you're fucking either turned on, ruined. I don't know how many scenarios I could give you, but it only applies to certain scenarios and things. It doesn't apply to everybody.
mhm,
That's why it's fucking wrong.
I agree to an extent. Like more people need to listen and hear what people have to say. But
And keep your
if I'm
opinion to yourself.
that too, but if I'm in a room with some white guy and he starts dropping all kind of M bombs and saying all kind of
No, but
racist
that's
stuff,
different.
am I just
That's
going to sit
different,
here and be
LB.
like,
That's
yeah, let
different,
me just
LB. I'm not telling you to be a nerd now and accept whatever comes your way. Come on. That's not what I meant. I
not
just
you, but
meant
I'm talking about the text buddy in the chat. It's
okay.
like
uh-huh.
I'm supposed to sit there and listen to that and hear him out. Like, no, bro, he gonna get these hands.
Yeah,
You're damn
absolutely,
right.
one
You're
hundred
damn right.
percent.
he gonna listen to these hands come across his jaw.
And it's like you said, it's like, yeah, people like to use the freedom of speech thing, right? but
Fucking you.
man, like, okay, yeah, there's freedom of speech. I get it. Like, I everybody wants the
To an
freedom of speech,
extent.
but what do you? Yeah, right. What do you do when you have someone on a platform like YouTube or anything like that, and they're just sitting out there saying the N word all the time? I hate N words. I hate this, or I hate Jews, or I hate Asians, or I hate this. Right? Like, do you really want to be promoting that? You
Right.
don't. You know.
Even
Exactly.
if
And
you
and
offend
people
a few
people
or you
need to
be
remember.
attacked.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, LB. I just wanted to throw that in
No, I was
like a
gonna
little
say, like,
slogan.
people need to remember these platforms are owned by companies. They have their rules and regulations. They can do whatever they please, bruh. Like, if you don't, if you want to be on your platform doing what Anzo just said, start your own platform. If you want, like, that's all you got to do, bruh.
Absolutely. And you know what the worst part about that, LB? Let's say he did. Let's say he said, you know what? Because I heard he wanted to buy that website Parlor, which people are saying it's really a whack website. So they don't understand why he wants to do that. But let's just say he said, you know what? I'm gonna try to get something to um like a YouTube type of channel, whatever. I'm gonna create this whole type of new YouTube. And you can go on there and you can say whatever you want to, and freedom of speech and blah 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 blah. That will be fine for about a year, maybe not even that long. But these companies will come down hard on him. You know what I mean? Like, they won't promote it, they'll try and ban it. Like, it's not going to be easy just to say I'm going to create my own shit and say what I want to, right? It's
And not only that, people that touch him and work with him will be affected themselves, cutting
absolutely.
themselves off from the outside world. And you're gonna have to fucking make that decision. If you choose him, reap what you sow, bro.
Absolutely.
All
Danny
right.
is in the house. What up,
What's
Danny?
up, D?
Hey man, how y'all doing?
Oh,
Doing good. How
I
you
gotta
doing?
go. I gotta go now.
What up?
I'm
Should have been a
I'm,
siren coming on. Soon
Let,
Daddy
let,
popped in. It should have
that's
been a
tough.
siren. Help you would have
That's
just
tough right there,
disappeared.
boy.
man. I'm over here
you,
sweating.
My
you know
feelings
what's
are hurt.
funny? You know what's funny? I should have brought Danny in with a police siren
That's what I
and
just
watch
said.
us and kicked us out. And kicked us out. Just had Danny in here. Like, Popo's here. We gotta get out of
That would
here.
have been hilarious.
I am hurt.
That would have been production.
Why are you hurt, Danny? What are you hurt for?
Why we're
I'm
giving
supposed
you
to
all
be
this
my
love,
brother's
Daddy?
man, and y'all give me a hard time. That ain't
We're
right.
giving you love, man. I wish I
No,
got
no,
this
we
much
give
attention
you
on the
love.
show.
We just give your profession a hard
Nah,
time.
somebody try to get a lead because I come here, man. Just watch his latest stream, man. So give him some support, man. He gonna my feelings are hurt, LB.
Hey, man, I'm here for you, bruh. Like, I actually click on your videos and watch all of them. I
Yeah.
thumbs them
Facts.
up. If I can't watch it, I put it on mute and just let it play, bruh, to the end.
I did the same thing with yours, man. 'Cause I did not know Adidas was carrying Kanye West sneakers. I'm like, I don't think
Yeah.
I ever seen a pair of Yeezys in real life.
For real?
Oh, I have. They're
I
ugly.
saw them. They're
I mean, I seen pictures of them like, well, y'all should, but like in real life, because
Yeah.
we got
They
Foot
sell
Lockers
good.
here. I don't see them in Foot Locker. I don't know where they
Oh
sell
no,
them at.
the Foot Lockers here have them, and I've seen some dudes wearing them. You know what I mean?
the
I'm just
first
like,
time I saw them, Danny, I won't lie, was at a shoe convention
okay.
where all these shoe geeks get together and buy shoes for like $800, $900, $1,200, and
Uh-uh.
that's why I saw these Yeezys in a case, and I was like, "What the hell are those ugly shoes? And why you put them in a case? Who's gonna steal them?" Yo, bro, them shoes are $900. I said, "You're fucking right,
Like,
yeah,
bruh,
right."
we used to draw shoes like back in elementary and
Uh-huh,
middle school from the East Bay
uh-huh.
magazines. Like, once
Yeah.
that went out of style, bruh, like, I stopped paying attention to shoes, bruh, because like we were poor, bruh. I couldn't afford all
I
these
like the
shoes.
old school stuff now. Like, man, I
I
saw
think
a pair of
everybody touched
suede
East
Pumas
Bay.
in
Mm-hmm.
the store the other day. I was like,
Look
oh
tight,
shit,
eh?
I might get them right there, boy.
So,
Bruh.
Two Elite said Kanye should have listened to Sway and did his clothing line independently. To be honest with you, though, Two Elite, if you go listen to him, like, he could not get in the door. I believe he tried, and they
Yes.
would just not let him in the door. He had to intern with a lot of people before he could even get into. Like, he said, the fashion industry was the hardest thing to ever to get into.
Didn't music do the same thing to him? You're a
Um,
producer. You're not a rapper. That was in the story.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I think at
Yeah, go
first
ahead.
they didn't think he could do it. To I think somebody heard him, and to me, he's not a strong rapper.
Well, what
I
happened
seen
was
him
if you oh go ahead, Danny. Sorry.
like what's the thing with in the basement? I think it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tigger would have him go in there and do their freestyles.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I used to watch that all the time, and his stuff was like,
oh no, he
Oh,
got
Kanye.
he was never a great rapper. He got
Right.
better. Like he
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
like if I can remember, didn't he start rapping because no one wanted to buy his beats?
Yeah,
that
yeah, he
might be
was
true.
selling his beats. But no, what happened was yo, what up, Lunga? How you doing? So no, what happened was if you watch the documentary, he
What
always
longer?
wanted to be a rapper. He didn't actually want to just do the beats, right? But nobody wanted to sign him. And then even when he got signed to Damon Dash, then he had to put his own money into making his album. He put in his own money to studio time, and he actually did like this label party, this album party, and had to have Damon Dash come there to listen to it. And that's when Dame and them were like, okay, we're going to put him on. It took him a long time for them to accept him. But he said, even with that, the fashion industry was even harder to get into.
I mean,
But like
I
I
believe him on
listened
that.
to Ends in Paris. If you
Mhm.
listen to Jay-Z verse versus his verse sounds stupid.
Depend.
I
I
have
don't
a
know the song,
leg,
but but
Chick-fil-A.
but I like Kanye. I think he's okay.
Oh man,
I think he's okay. He has a lot of
What was
songs
this
that I
album?
like.
Through the Wire. That was
it's
fire.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like if you listen to Greg Nice and Smooth B. Greg Nice, to me, his lyrics sound ticky tack compared to Smooth B. For
Yeah,
Nice and Smooth.
yeah. I like them both though. I like them both. Kanye is gonna get the Prince, MJ, Mel Gibson, and Nick Cannon treatment for speaking out against a certain group. I've also heard that Ice Cube was being um called anti-Semitic as well. But this is the one I really wanted to get to. I hope people realize that that man's mom died 2007. That was his excuse to lash out at us. Has played out. It's 2022, almost 2023. He can afford therapy also. Hey, I agree with you 100%. He could definitely afford um therapy. I heard he's on medications because Damon Dash was talking about it, and he thinks that sometimes when Kanye goes off on his rants, it's him not taking his meds. So that could be a possibility. Um, Doubt Adidas will change anything. Roland, for example, laughs openly at people who burn her books. Yeah, Adidas ain't gonna. Adidas is done with him. Yeah, sit there and ask questions, have an adult conversation, break things down. Trauma is real. Expose lack of understanding or substance. Yeah, I can see that. I remember British Knights. Oh, you remember those shoes? Yeah, I used to have
Yeah.
British Knights. I used to have British Knights. But at the end of the day, like I said, Kanye West, um, he's a billionaire. I'm pretty sure. Hey man, if you watched the interview, he keeps saying in 2024 he's running for president. So he's
Man,
like, oh, there's things I
he
can't tell you, but I'm running for. You know what I mean? Like, go
see
ahead, Obi.
y'all keep listening to that guy, that MAGA guy.
He gives us material, LB. Gives us materials. I'm not his
if
cheerleader.
if he wins
No, no,
though,
no. Oh, I don't mean listening music wise. I mean
Oh,
like these people paying attention to
no,
him.
even what he's talking
oh,
about now, that's giving us an hour of material for our show.
Oh
And he
yeah.
could give us an hour every fucking Wednesday. It just builds up all week. And we can't just emphasize though, like it'll be the Kanye West show
Mhm.
with all the
because he's
material we get all week because it's every day.
because he's not done. You know that, right?
Oh,
I
he's
seen
far
that.
from done. He's far from done.
I seen something just today, and I don't know how true it was, but it was on Instagram. It was a thing that he went to Skechers or whatever that company is to try and sell the Yeezys, and they told him no because the
Yeah.
owner of that is Jewish too.
Yeah, that's true.
Suppose I read
So
an article too that he signed. He's in the midst of signing with someone, a black guy,
Yeah,
to do
right.
his
huh?
shoes. That's what I read an article
No,
on that. I don't know how true it is.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I mean, I say yeah, right. As far as him actually doing that, because the black guy,
Right.
the people that up above the black guy, I'm like, hey, bro, no.
Yeah, you can't do
Like I
that.
said
Yeah,
before, you're gonna have repercussions if you decide to side with him.
absolutely. And Lunga said I had a pair. I had BKs, only one pair though. I had two pairs of BKs to be honest with you.
I had a black and white pair of high top BKs.
Bro, I don't even know what BKs are, bro.
British Knights.
British Knights.
What is that?
Oh, it's a running shoe.
No.
That was a basketball shoe.
It's a brand or like a
Yeah.
company?
Yeah.
A brand back in
Remember,
the day. Yeah.
remember Lotto, LB?
Nah.
You had Lotto too, Danny? Lotto was that big?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lotto was fucking ghetto shoes up here, man. I didn't know that shit was in the US too.
Yeah, Lotto.
Yeah, we were sporting then, huh?
Hey,
See that, Nzo? Did you guys have North Stars too?
I ain't heard of that.
Okay, it's pushing.
Someone
I had the Saucony. Spot
the
milk.
Sauconys, yeah. Someone in the chat say Kanye may get a few votes. He actually got a few votes in the last presidential election.
For sure.
Yeah, he
Like-
did.
like-
yeah.
Like people
everywhere.
actually voted
Hey.
for Kanye. Like what?
I was watching a stream, right? And it was some guy reacting to Kanye West stuff. And he said, "Put a 1 in the chat if you would vote for Kanye. Put a 2 in the chat if you wouldn't. If you think we're crazy." And he had so many ones in the chat. He was like, "Oh shit, okay, Kanye's gonna get some votes." I was like, "What? No
Yeah,
way."
I think like 8,000 people voted for Kanye, bro.
Kanye would be even worse than Trump. I didn't think that was
Facts.
possible.
Why can't some people do what we thought people wouldn't do for Trump? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the
For
United
real, we're gonna
States,
see how many
if the
people out
United
there are really
States
fucked up.
put Kanye West as president,
Imagine.
I am actively asking for my citizenship in Canada.
Oh,
To
my
Canada.
I'm
Daddy
telling
be
you
up
that
in
right now.
Montreal with his winter
So-
jacket.
Lunga said people give Nick Cannon way more chances than they ever give Ye. You're right.
Nick
but
Cannon's under
I
some
think-
tables for sure.
He plays the
But
game,
Nick
bro.
yeah, he's come out and he's apologized for a lot of the things he said. You know,
But he's
people
done
have
a
forgiven
lot,
him for that.
Donzo.
Oh,
How
What
many
do you
apologies
say?
could
What do
he
you say? So
fucking get away with?
crazy.
He does the work, bro.
He does
Oh
some
man,
stupid
he's
shit.
anti-Semitic stuff and all kinds of
Calls
stuff.
out his
He's-
brothers too.
Yeah, he said a lot of stuff. I can't really remember now, but he was canceled for a minute. I think he was kicked
I
off
remember
of
he got kicked off of the Masked Singer.
And he
yeah,
back now.
yeah, because of the shit he said.
I think he back now.
He back
he's
now,
back.
but he was
He's
kicked
back.
off for
Yeah.
like
But
a
I
season and a half.
I remember the
That's what he's saying.
video.
He gets too many chances, man.
I remember the
Mhm.
video. Like it's one of those cases, and I'm pretty sure all y'all have been around somebody that thinks they're smarter than what they really are, and you just sit
Oh.
there and just let them talk.
I feel like a
Mhm.
fucking magnet to these people, man.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't know what I did wrong in life.
that's what he was doing. You just like,
Oh,
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I tried. I tried.
Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
At some point, they used the right bait, LB, and it's on. It's fucking on. And then my wife is like, "Why?" I go, "How is it me? Am I the
Yeah,
only
London.
one listening to this guy?"
Yeah, Lunga said Cannon is huge anti-Semite. Yeah,
Semitic, bro.
Semitic. My bad. Nick Cannon agreed with Young Pharaoh. What did Young Pharaoh say? I'd have to go back. I know I seen the interview. LB, you were gonna say something about that though?
No, I don't even know who Young Pharaoh is, bro.
I've seen a few swastikas spray painted a lot lately.
Oh,
Really?
did y'all see the image of over an LA bridge? It's people saying that Kanye was right with like Nazi stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Do you have it? Maybe you could pull it up. What was
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, let me find the image. There we
Kanye
go.
West is a genius, bro. He is a genius.
Facts, Danny. 100%. Because he was nowhere until now. You know what I mean? Now he's everywhere. I mean, it hurts that he lost all
This
of his
is the
stuff.
third consecutive week he has starred on the show. Man, I am
Just
loving
posted a link in
Kanye
the
West.
chat,
Thank you,
private chat.
Kanye West.
Cool.
This guy wore fucking super duper oversized clothes. Couldn't get that attention. He just said, I have to. They're making me use it. I have to use my deepest material. I'm gonna call them out. That brought the wrong boats out to sea, boy. Boom, boom, boom. See you, baby.
Thank you,
That's it.
Professor Lunga. I got it.
Shout out to Lunga. I've been reading them articles Lunga be posting on Twitter. I be paying attention to what y'all be out there doing, bruh.
Let's see here. Honk if you know Kanye is right about the Jews. Go Yim TV.tv. Oh shit. Okay.
He's gonna turn on the right people. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's what happens when you have 30 million followers and huge reach. And it gets them a nerve when people say, people say that everyone's responsible for their own actions. But like people with huge reaches have influence over people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 100%. Thank you, LB. I get paid to right now. Hey, congratulations.
Hey,
that's great, man.
Yep, good deal, bro.
Doing some good stuff over there. But you're absolutely right, though. And that's the reason why a lot of these guys get canceled really quick, right? It's because they have influence over people. And the things they say are going to have people doing shit like this.
Yep.
God damn.
I mean,
oh, sure, Lunga.
This wasn't like around the time of Kanye. This was a few months ago. But like in Orlando, in my city, like they was people by like UCF, the college, like protesting, walking around with Nazi signs and doing Nazi salutes and stuff. It's just like, bruh, what is wrong with you people out there?
It's crazy, man.
It's basically what, in my opinion, is what Roberto said earlier, man. Like normality. If you use that word, man, you might get crucified now. Because you make that statement, that ain't normal, or shit.
I saw
canceled.
I saw a study, and I hate referencing stuff when I don't have it because like I don't 100% remember. But like there was a study stating that a lot of the younger generation, a lot of the younger generation doesn't know what the Holocaust was all about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I believe that too, because I don't think the younger generations of Black really understand the N-word. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that same effect that our generation and up have. Like to them, it's just like another word, right? So they say it at any time. They let the white friends say it and everything, and they don't really understand like the full meaning or the hurt that word has caused a lot of people.
To tell them, hey, there's some places you might say that, and you're gonna have to run for your life. They don't prep them for that. You know what I'm saying? And then what? Is that entrapment, Danny?
No, that's watching your damn surroundings.
That's fucked up. That's what I call that, because that word could be used like the wrong way. But let me ask you guys something. Sorry to cut you off before I forget this.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't drive, so I can't really ask you this. But has it ever happened to you, Danny, or LB, that you're at a light and a car pulls up with a song bumping, and you're looking over, you look over, and you see it's a white guy, and then he looks and sees you noticing him, and suddenly the music goes down? Has that ever happened to you guys?
No.
It's happened to me quite often. That's why I had to ask if it's ever happened to you guys.
Well, I'm at, they be bumping that country shit, and I don't even look at that shit.
Yeah, in South Carolina, we know they ain't bumping nothing.
Like, I hope you turn that shit off.
What's up, Langa? How you doing?
Yo.
What's up, Langa? You see, when that shit happens, I fucking laugh. And then maybe I lose that whole gangster image that I gave this guy. But that shit just makes me laugh because I really don't give a shit. You're not putting money in my pocket. Why should I be offended if he's saying something that you paid money to sing along to? You know, is someone going to get offended by another song that says a word that you're uncomfortable with? Then that word should not be in the song. That's entrapment.
Oh, you can sing it all you want to in your car.
Yeah, but God forbid the windows open and you're in the wrong neighborhood, Daddy.
If you look like somebody else in my car and it said, "Hey, boy," you might get that look like, man, what you saying?
Not only that, God forbid he's into West Coast music. That guy's dead.
Wait, is that even beef anymore? Is that even beef
Yes,
anymore?
that'll be beef forever. Like
I
stepping
don't-
on black
I
man's
don't know.
white sneakers. It'll be forever.
Roberto, I think you're still stuck in the 90s. I don't think that's
No.
beef anymore. I don't think
No,
that.
Keep
trust me.
talking, guys. I'll be
No,
right back.
you just missed it. I just said it before. I had to ask my brothers here if this scenario happens to them because it happens to me all the time. A guy will pull up, he's playing music, a song that I might even like that I'm trying to find Shazam to get it. He sees me noticing him because I'm looking to see who's playing it, and all of a sudden the volume goes down. That makes me laugh. Like, what the fuck happened? Obviously, he feels like maybe I said the N-word and he heard it. I don't want to die tonight. What the fuck?
Oh, well, I was
You
talking
watch
about more
too
about
much
the beef,
movies.
the East Coast, West Coast beef. That's
No,
all.
I'm talking about the conception of the N-word, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is why it's controversy. This is why, and I can understand Danny's perception of it because there it's used so commonly, it'll be almost impossible to take it out of their vocabulary.
And
you know?
and this is I've had to tell other white people this. I need to change my name to like the white splainer. Like I have to explain stuff to my white brothers because they don't seem to get it that time. Listen, I've been in many situations where I've been in situations or areas or places or work or groups of friends that were all black, and I'm the only white guy. And these close friends and these close people gave me the card, right? Go ahead. They didn't care. Say it. And like I asked for it. They offered. They're like, yeah.
Right.
That's entrapment.
Exactly. No, Now wait here. So with them, it was fine because there are plenty of black guys that have no problem with it. Like, sure, as long as you're if you're using like we're using it and it's in our company, they don't care, right? But there's a lot of people like MSK's friends. Remember some of them who are in mixed company or people they're not friends with or they don't know, and they think, well, they told me it's okay if I say it, and then they just let it out. It's like, no, it's not how it works, bro. That's not how it
You
works.
see what I'm saying?
Facts. They may let you say it, but you may be on there with someone else that don't let you say it. You know what I mean? So you gotta be
not
careful.
A universal card.
Unless they read the disclosure on the bottom, this word cannot be used freely, only amongst your friends and company who allow it to be said. That's the little disclosure that the box wasn't checked. So now you're out there wandering about thinking, hey, my friends gave me the green light to say this shit anywhere. And you're at the light with me now. And then I give you the girlfriend look.
Your girlfriend gives you the right to go stick it whatever you want. Doesn't mean you could do that with any other girl you meet on the street.
Facts.
Okay.
Well, I'm married.
That's a good analogy, there.
That's a good analogy. But she's not my girlfriend. She's my wife. Different.
Well, you know what
outcome.
I mean.
I got
I'm
you.
saying that for all the unmarried people. Listen, I'm married too. I mean, we've been together 8 years, but the marriage just happened in February, so I'm still getting used to calling her my wife. She finally got her name changed. It finally happened. She was able to get some time off from work to go to Social Security. But
we here in Canada, we can't do that. The woman has to use her maiden name.
What?
She can't
legally.
Yeah, she can't. Yeah, she can't change her name to.
My wife carries my
change her name.
No, she can't take our last name. No.
Well, guess I'm not.
Hold on. But let me ask you a question. But if someone wants to legally change their name for any other reason, do they allow that in Canada?
They'll let you change your first name, but if you get married, you cannot change your last name to your husband.
I think you can for a ridiculous.
There's got it. No, that can't be right.
I think there's a ridiculous fee involved.
There's people that change their last names
here
if they're estranged with their father, or their father was abusive, or they don't want their father's last name or something. You know, there's got to be a way to change your name.
I think you can change it, but it's going to be a high fee.
That's what I think.
Fee is a fee. People will pay money for. I mean, look what they pay.
Nah, hell no. If it's like
$10,000 for that, you get it. You're married.
Any shit eater.
It's a tradition. It's not a fucking something to make revenue off of. It's a tradition.
Yeah. Over here,
and for me, since we were both divorced, I didn't care if she changed her name. It wasn't that big a deal to me. I'm like, if you want to keep it, keep it. You know, it's fine. However, this is the situation here. She's had the entire time being together her ex-husband's last name, and she didn't want to go back to her maiden name because the situation I gave you, her biological father is someone that she does not associate with, and because he did shit that he should not have been doing, so she does not want her maiden name. So I'm like, okay, honestly, at this point, you could change your name to anything, just not your ex-husband's name. It doesn't have to be my name. We just can't be married and it's your ex-husband's name. We can't. That can't keep going. That's the change
So
to
here's-
something.
Can give you
Here-
an advantageous advantage in taxes. I've seen people done that.
Well,
So here's what
Well, I
I
mean,
have
you don't
here.
need the name doesn't matter as long as you have the marriage certificate. That's all that matters.
Right.
The name
Right.
doesn't
So and here's what I have. Generally speaking, the name on your birth certificate, your legal name, won't change. But you can change your married name, again, not in Quebec, for other documents, your driver's license, credit
You notice that
cards,
little
and as
notation there?
long as you are using one of the accepted surnames, your spouse's name or a combination of your
Danny,
name. But yeah,
In the
tell you,
U.S., you could literally
many
change
things
your
in
name to
life-
anything.
How
Huh?
many things in life have that fucking label not in Quebec? You see all these things in Canada. You're watching
I've
TV. They
never
got this
heard
in
that.
Canada. They got that in Canada.
Yeah.
Not in
It's always
but
Quebec.
that
not in
disclaimer.
Quebec. Yeah, always.
Always Quebec. Fuck.
So Quebec's supposed to be like the creme de la
Black
creme
sheep.
Canada or something.
Black sheep.
Black sheep.
Black sheep.
They
of
don't.
Canada.
They don't even want to associate with. They want to separate. There's still separatists in Quebec.
They
They don't
try
want
to
to
yeah, for
separate.
sure.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. And
Those are
believe me,
the-
with Legault
They
winning again,
literally. Danny, just because I know Canadians and I know about the situation, I have family that live in Canada too. But like, no lie, Quebecers, there's a lot of them that they do not consider themselves Canadian. They consider themselves French, and the French
Mhm.
are like, no, you ain't French.
yeah, you in French. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
That's shut up, there, boy.
It's crazy. And for the longest time, I remember I used to want to order from the NFL site. And it had everywhere in Canada. It even had this fucking little territory called Nunavut, Danny. I believe there are maybe like 10,000 people that live there
That's
at the most. And you could
That sounds like an
deliver
indigenous-
there.
that sounds
Quebec
like an
the
indigenous
capital
place.
of Canada?
Yeah. Huh?
Quebec's the capital.
No.
No,
No.
No. Quebec is our province.
So what's the
Province.
capital?
Quebec is like it's like Quebec is like the state.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Ain't Ottawa the
Alberta is
capital?
stupid.
Here,
than
Danny, you know
Quebec.
how here in the
Ottawa.
U.S. how they
Ottawa's
always
the
joke around
capital,
about
yes, yeah.
how Texas wants to like leave, like Texas could like leave the U.S. because it's big enough and it could do all. That's kind of like Quebec, but with Quebec, it's a lot of social reasons because they consider themselves, like I said, French, not Canadian.
We're as close to
And-
communism, but not communist.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
word, that's another thing people always confuse. Like there's Marxism, communism, socialism. There's a lot of different things. Communism is a very specific thing, and people want to use that for any time there's any kind of social laws being passed, and that's not communism. Communism is a very specific brand that's linked to the Soviet Union and China. That's a whole different.
just call
Ooh,
it
Saggy's in the chat.
communism
Fuck you,
because
Saggy. Go
they
suck a dick.
resemble-
Oh,
They resemble, what he's trying to do resembles China and Russia. That's why we call it communism.
no.
Yeah.
It resembles socialist stuff you see in like Denmark and Norway and Sweden. It's different.
I don't hear shit. All I hear is good over there. They have 4-day work weeks and shit like that.
Yeah, and that's the people that people don't get. Like, but everyone goes to is like, oh yeah, but they're paying like 50-60% taxes. Here's the thing. The problem with taxes is when you're paying taxes and not getting shit. Okay. What happens in the US is we all pay a lot of taxes and most of us don't get shit. And especially people who need it don't get it. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the problem. In places like that, yeah, they're paying a good chunk of their stuff, but they don't have to worry about anything. The doctors, the social services, everything is taken care of. So you don't have to spend your money on it. You're just
Per
spending your money
capita,
on
we have the highest taxes in North America. If you want to research that, research it.
We're one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
no, we were number one. We were number one.
Yeah, I mean,
on-
if you break
that's
it
why
down to certain
professional
areas,
players don't want to come here. A lot of film
Mhm.
companies don't want to come here because of the taxes.
yeah, I mean,
It's
well, the
fucking
U.S. is
ridiculous.
different because you can, this. I mean, I think you guys have a similar situation too, where the states vary. Like there's certain states
I don't
here
think
that
we have a
movie
Texas.
studios want to go to because there's certain states that give huge tax breaks if you film. Like Atlanta's the big one right now, where they give big tax breaks if you film
Yep.
down in Atlanta.
Yep.
Chicago used to do that for a long time and stuff like that. So there's ways around it in the U.S., but it depends on the city. Like if you live in L.A. or San Francisco or New York or Chicago in the city, shit's fucking expensive, yo. The taxes are insane. Like here in Chicago, where I'm at, if you live, the Illinois is one. Like when they look at certain things, like they go, "Oh, Illinois is not the highest tax state. California has higher taxes than Illinois." Sure, but when you add the Illinois state tax, the Cook County tax, which is what Chicago's in, and then you add the city taxes, all of that together jumps everything living like in Chicago to like an extreme fucking level. And that's the same thing with certain other places like LA, San Francisco. Like San Francisco, you got these people in San Francisco that are going out there for tech jobs that are making $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 a year and cannot afford to live in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That is fucked up. You're making that much money and you can't afford to live in the city?
It's crazy. What did you think about what thoughts about the Kanye West stuff before we move on, Langa?
That's actually what I came in for. Like when we were talking about the whole what actually made me think about coming in is you guys were talking about Kanye and other people, like and that's when you show those guys in the bridge and like all these right-wing guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm black-splaining stuff to you guys, but there is
Here we go.
Yes, but here comes the but. Here comes the but. No, but you guys should know this. It's a religion thing. Okay. Stuff like Nick Cannon. Okay. It's the black there's like the black Hebrews. Nick Cannon is Muslim. But you have the black Hebrews, you have the Hoteps, there's a lot of these black religious groups that are not necessarily Republican right wing in most areas, but their religion makes them allies with a lot of Republican kind of leaning people.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and they're not even Christians. I mean, you do have some of the black Christians down south that kind of lean that way too, depending on who they are. But but especially those kind of niche sects, the like Black Hebrews, Hoteps, and even some of the like Nation of Islam kind of types. They're on most social issues they are completely left, but when it comes to certain things, religion wise, especially like even homosexuality and gay marriage and a lot of this stuff and stuff with Jewish people, it ends up lining up with they're just louder about it. They just don't care.
Yeah. Those are the people I call they're so far left that they end up meeting the far right.
Yeah.
And we talk about how everyone says woke, Nzo. Those are the ones that are woke.
For real.
They so woke they're strung out. Their eyes are all red. They haven't slept in fucking years. That's how woke they are. They're just
said don't go down the rabbit hole. Then he said, in the U.S., women change their names because of financial benefits, even after divorce. Yeah, well, I don't.
Sometimes.
I don't know about changing their names here. I know it can be done, but it's extremely hard, especially to change your last name.
What I'm starting to see a lot here now is hyphen using. They use their name.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
My wife was thinking about that too. She's like, "Oh, maybe it'll be easier if I do hyphen." I go, well, "How the fuck is that easier, woman?" I go, "It's longer. It's a longer.
Yeah.
It's more than right. Your email address at work is going to be a mile long. What the fuck are you talking about? It is not easier. That
you
is
see it a lot.
complicated."
Where I'm from, if the family only has a daughter, there's no sons to carry the name on, so that kind of carries the name on.
I would have told.
I've seen that used.
I would have told her, well, baby, you're making it easier for me not to get married to you.
So next topic here, Donnie, my boy, I got you.
Hell.
I want you guys to check this video out, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it, and then I'm going to show you some other stuff. So
You already seen this one.
Hold on, no, we did not. This is how it starts. Go ahead.
We've seen it like every month for the last 10 years.
So
what's the context?
Just a little
here? What's
context.
the context here?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I started it here, just so you guys can see this. But that's a security guard, okay? Just to put that
both of them
right now.
No, the one on the bottom.
Those are cops, and the one they're holding down is a security
guard.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he does have an open hold. He's holding his shoulders, he's not holding his
Look
neck.
at that.
No, yeah.
Not resisting.
But, right, but hold on, nigga. You're gonna see something. There he goes.
Is that a gun or a taser?
His gun.
No, Blake, don't resist, Blake. No. Come on. Do what you gotta do, Blake. Come on. Please,
Okay, first of all,
Blake, no.
oh,
No, Blake, don't fight back. No, Blake.
first of all, let me
Just
mention,
go.
I can guarantee you, there ain't no
Blake,
cop trainer in the world that tells
Just
you to push the gun to their skull.
You
That
know
does
what I
not-
mean?
That's execution style. That is not.
Exactly. Like you put the gun to the man's head. Like, okay, right?
Press
In
it
front of
into
all
his
those
head.
people, yo.
He did nothing. He was walking with me. He did nothing. Blake, do not let them do anything.
What can
So,
Blake do?
So I played it there, right? Because I know sometimes when you watch these videos, they start there, right? A lot of people don't actually catch the beginning of the stuff. It happened to me when
Right.
something happened in Metro. I recorded it, right? And I didn't catch the beginning, but I got all these messages from people. Oh, you're an idiot. You should have recorded the beginning. The man could have been doing this and that, right? So I said, okay, that's fine. I get it. But the way they did this, because it was the young tourists that did this, and the way they did it like this. So we seen what happened, and even Lunga was like, okay, what's the context? So this is the beginning of it, though. Hold on, let me get the next video up where I show the beginning of it. Danny, you still there? No? Okay.
No, I
Here's
ain't
the-
here.
Here's the beginning.
That's them walking there, no?
Yeah.
Is he drunk? Is he drunk as fuck? Because that what it looks like to me.
Okay.
He's either drunk or just holding
So
on to
this
her or something.
video does not have sound, but
No.
the imagery is much clearer than some of the other videos we've had in parking lots. You will get to see no provocation took place prior to them ambushing the security guard. According to the initial narrative, the security guard created the scene. That does not seem to be the case when we analyze this video. Now, where is this?
Okay, that was the end of it. That was the end of it. That was the beginning of
Yeah,
it. Him
I mean-
walking with the girl, and they jumped him.
Yeah, like when I asked the context, like the moment I saw them put the gun onto his head and then slam his head to the ground, I'm like, well, I don't care what the context is.
Right.
That's brutality. There's no reason for that. Okay, now the guy, the reason why I asked the context is because he was resisting. You could see him actively trying to get up and get away. So I'm like, okay, well, why is he doing that? Is it because he was wrongfully grabbed, or was it because he's trying to get away? That's the context part of it.
Absolutely, 100%. You know, and that's why I say, like, sometimes people, yeah, I get it. You know, sometimes you catch it from the beginning, and maybe like he was doing bad shit. We've talked about that sometime. Me and Roberto have shows where it's like, yeah, that guy shouldn't have did what he did. You know what I mean? But people like to use that all the time and be like, anytime you see something like this, well, he was in the wrong. He was in the wrong. Now, we don't know what happened when he was walking around the corner or 10 minutes earlier. Maybe they rolled up on him, said, hey, what's up? And he cursed them off or something, but it still doesn't deserve what he got. You know what I mean?
Or he got in an
Like
argument with someone and they called the cops on. I mean, there could be a million and one reasons.
Right.
But either way, they should still, they're supposed to. I watch a lot of, there's this channel called Audit the Audit.
Yeah, I watch it too.
You watch him? I like that
Yeah.
guy. I love that guy.
Me too.
And the main thing, and he is absolutely right, and it's a hard thing to tell black people because black people feel more in danger of their life than a white person does when this shit happens. But it's easier to fight situations in court than it is on the street. So while it's you know, it's difficult, even for me, it's difficult. I'm not black, and when cops giving me being a dick to me, I have pride, you know, and it's like, fuck, who you talking to like that? You know, you treat me like a human being. I'm not your bitch. I'm not your child. Don't think you can just talk to me any way you want. You know, but even if it's in the wrong. This is going to be honest, and it's going to sound horrible because a lot of white people say it. Resisting, fighting is the worst thing you can do. Because if you're scared for your life, guess what's going to happen if they're that kind of cop that are going to kill you? If you're resisting, you're just giving them more reason to kill you at that point.
Mhm.
Like, but the issue is, the main thing in that video is when they rolled up on him, even if someone called or this or that, blah, 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 cops should try to de-escalate the situation before they escalate it. There was no de-escalation that happened there. None. It
Absolutely.
just immediate violence. You know, like if he's carrying a gun or carrying a weapon, I get, okay? But if he's just walking and you're there to investigate some situation, whatever reason you're there for, you're supposed to go up and talk to them first. Not run up on them like that. Any human being, if someone runs up on you, the first thing you're gonna do is like put your hands up. It's just you're gonna like, no, fuck you.
Facts, 100%. What do you think, Roberto? Roberto, you there? All right, LB, what do you think? Okay, go ahead, Roberto.
Shocked. Then again, not shocked. You know, like Danny said, there's good cops, there's bad cops. I don't know what came of this altercation. That would be more my concern than this happening, because this is, sorry to say, like Lunga said, which month, which day, because it happens so often. It's just a matter of it being taped or not. I'd really love to know the outcome of this, because it's like we got two parts of the story, not the end.
Right.
But
I agree.
I could say it's fucked up, because we
So
saw the beginning where we don't normally see.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask the police officer, Danny, what did you see in there?
Spotlight.
I'm going to say what I always say. I don't know all the details. If you're looking at it, it looks pretty bad. I can give you a scenario where that might be justified that I've seen. In his scenario, person's a murder suspect. You got a good confidential information, a good confidential informant that tells you, hey, Roberto is walking in the club. He got a gun on him. Well, whoever. Danny's walking in the club and he's got that gun on him. He's going to be walking outside in a black hoodie with such and such. Consider him armed and dangerous. We get those kind of informations in the car, or there's even a code we use now. Like if we out with somebody on a traffic stop and the individual is a wanted person, we don't just broadcast that loud. We say, hey, signal whatever it may be for the department. That means you need to go somewhere where they can't hear you, because there have been officers killed when it is blurred out the information and then the person gets into the fight or flight mode. Now, just looking at this, it looks pretty bad, because I don't know why he would point his gun to his head. He got two officers there, him under control. Like Lunga said earlier, the resistance, sometimes somebody that is not well trained will take that and try to give them the green light to escalate even further. But normally you're trained to use just enough force to subdue the person and get them in the cuffs. Sometimes officers adhere to that, sometimes they don't. But sometimes a lot of information that we are given that the public don't know, or the person recording don't know. This person might be wanted, might be considered armed and dangerous, might be got warrants for this, that, and the other. You don't know until you get the information. And sometimes if you go up there in a lackadaisical way, then that's when you get hurt or killed. Now, what I've seen based on that, it did look bad. I'm not going to sit up here and lie, but sometimes there are situations that elicit that type of response that the officer gave. So I don't know if it was that one of those times.
I got you. LB?
I still think the behavior by the police officer was excessive. Like I get
the second one. The first one was holding him down.
The one that was doing the punching and all that extra stuff, that was excessive, man.
Wow.
It's like, you don't take the law into your hand. You do your job, and then the law after y'all handles the rest. Like all this punching and all that. No, man, just do your job. Arrest the man and let the district attorneys
slamming
convict
his head
him.
on the ground.
Yeah, like excessive, bruh.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're not judge, jury, executioner. You're the police officer. Arrest him. Let the investigation and let all the, all that stuff happen.
And they're trained in so many submissive moves to be able to stop someone. There's a lot of things with the wrist and our hand that you can do that will make that immediately. It's that bending their wrist. There's one move where you just bend their wrist, and that immediately, And I know some strong guys, especially if they're drunk or they're on some drugs, they ignore that shit. You know, it does happen. The punching, it's hard, LB, because I'll say if they are resistant and they're pushing back, you the gun was an issue. That's one thing I see. I notice a lot of issues with that. A lot of police don't seem to be trained well. The whole, when you pull a gun, it's where if you feel that your life or other people's lives around you are in immediate danger. Okay.
Yes.
It is not meant to be a scare tactic to get someone to stop resisting. You're not supposed to say stop resisting or I will shoot you. Resisting is not a killable offense. That is not. You don't kill someone for resisting. You kill someone if they're a danger to themselves, others, or you, not because they're resisting. You're supposed to use non-lethal forms of methods to stop resistance, not lethal forms of it.
Absolutely.
And that's where the big problem comes in. Now, the punching, LB, if you're in a fight, what the fuck you gonna do? I mean, if you're trying to calm someone down,
I mean, the overall
a punch to the head,
like
is fine.
meant,
now slamming his head on the concrete,
all of that stuff,
no,
yeah,
that
all of
was
that,
fucked.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like all of that extra stuff, it unnecessary.
Yeah.
And
you notice
see, right?
He pulled the gun, put it on his
then
head,
he put it
and
back.
not immediately put it away because he realized, oh no, that's not no. What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
you can't even see it. Number one.
yeah. Or maybe the other cop said, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a bunch of people around here. He's like, you know what I mean? So he probably said, "Don't worry, we'll beat his ass in the cell." you know?
Really?
I'm just saying that.
Why he's so fucked up? Resisting.
Yeah, right. So
okay, let me tell you another.
Go ahead, Danny.
All right, some departments are better equipped than other departments and have different measures and different steps for
handling
where I want to
situations like
use.
that.
No, like some departments like have batons. That's one level. Then another one could be pepper spray, which is another level. Then some could be taser, but some departments don't have that. And now that's why they're trying to get everybody with this taser and different levels of threat. So you don't have to immediately go to a gun. There's some departments, all they got, like you see on damn Dukes of Hazzard, all they got is the fucking gun.
Every department had at least pepper spray.
Nuh-uh.
I mean,
not true.
Any of us can
Now
go to
departments
Walmart
are going back to
spray.
that because
Not that expensive.
No, but every department don't have it. It depends on what your your SOP is. Like right now, we're going back to pepper spray because now tasers are getting so expensive. Tasers, man, are like $1,100 a piece.
Tasers are
cartridges.
Highlight Showmonger's last comment because
Yes,
this is the one thing we have to. Showmonger, I hear you, and I know
gonna do that.
Oh, there's two of them. Did you not notice? Dude was stronger than both of them. He kept lifting both of them up. Just because it's 2-on-1 does not mean they have the advantage.
But when you're not resisting and you're taking punches, at what point do you like defense and a reflex? How long are you going to be a fucking punching bag? Even if it's cops, you're lying there, you're not resisting. They're telling you stop resisting, and they're dropping shots on you. And you're like, but I'm not fucking. I'm not.
Right.
You know, like
I'm just talking about when he says there's no justification to punch.
If you look, on the concrete. No. When they slammed his head, his hands were behind him, and they weren't even cuffed. He wasn't resisting at that point, man.
They couldn't. He was kept pushing him up. If you Nzo show it again, you'll see it. They couldn't get the cuffs on him. That was the issue. Because he was holding him. He had him like in a full Nelson on his shoulders, but his hands were on the cop's chest.
Who didn't identify why they're doing it. They didn't tell him freeze. They didn't tell him nothing. No pre-cop warnings.
I agree. But if they cannot get his hands behind his back, how are they going to cuff him?
The way they went about it, this is one time I could say I can't blame him for resisting because that was a fucking real unorthodox way of arresting someone.
Exactly. Like I said at the beginning, the way he rolled up on him, the way everything happened. Yes, it seems like what the fuck did he do to deserve this? I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But
it's like he knew that was going to happen.
What I'm saying is at this point, when it goes that far, what are you going to win from continuing to resist at this point?
No, you're right. You can't win resisting, but it's like a natural reflex at some point when you feel like you're being subdued for no reason. Like
See,
what
bro,
the what
like
the
Like
fuck?
that
here,
right
you see,
there,
you
bro?
see like that. What you see
That
what he's
was
doing? He's
excessive.
trying to get his arm
Yeah.
back, and it was the way he was hitting him. It was, but it's because but I'm just telling you, Danny, you've been around him. They're trying to get his hands behind his back, and they can't. So they're trying
I'm out of
to.
this one.
They're trying. They're trying. Again, this is not justifying the excessive
What they're
use of
doing.
force.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
you know, this
Danny,
guy's
you
a
the
big
In their
officer,
guy.
minds,
He's a fucking
In their
government.
minds,
this
they're
down
trying to
for
get
us.
his cuff,
Hold on, one at a time.
and
Go
they're
ahead.
trying to subdue him to get his hands behind his back.
But look how
'Cause-
big the guy is. When you arrest a guy that big, you're supposed to use 2 sets of cuffs.
Not
Doesn't matter if you get 10
necessarily.
sets of cuffs. They
Yeah,
couldn't
you
get
want to
his
make it
hands-
easier, you use 2
They
cuffs.
couldn't
These
get
guys,
it-
some of these guys can't fucking
Roberto,
bring their arms
They
together
could
like
they
that.
could have used zip ties even. Okay, the thing is they couldn't get his hands. Now the zip ties is nice and easy because you've seen those. They could have just put it around one hand, zip tied it, and then pulled the zip tie to the other hand. But if, like Danny said, do they have this equipment? We don't know if they had this equipment. If all they have is their one set of handcuffs, they have to get his hands behind his back.
I was trying to look at
And-
Diddy Belt to see that they have like the batons or the pepper spray. Usually there's different levels you're supposed to. But the first mistake that I see, if it was me, I wouldn't approach a guy that aggressive unless I had some kind of
Right.
pertinent information
Exactly.
saying this guy's armed and dangerous, or he's a flight risk, or he's somebody we've been chasing for a while. Then you might go a little aggressive, but you would have more than 2
Correct me if I'm
Well,
wrong,
hold
though,
on.
Danny. If someone has a gun, you're not supposed to
Yeah,
run up on
I was
him.
just
You're
gonna
supposed
say,
to
if he had a
stand
gun,
back.
would they make
say,
eye
"Get down on the ground,
contact
get down on the
and
ground."
rush him? That makes
No,
sense.
that's kind of nope. That's like that's an officer's discretion because maybe the officer think there's some officers that have
He'll
more
shoot
skill.
you while you're running if he has a gun.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. If that officer got the car and he thought he had a clear advantage of getting him before he pulled a gun, then maybe that's a judgment call on him. Not every officer is skilled as other officers. Just like
Skilled like
every
you.
rapper rate. But I'm just telling you how
I
it
think
works.
someone else has a gun. I am not running at him from 25 feet away.
Well, I'm telling you,
That's all I know.
That's true, but I've seen more people, more officers that got more guts or more stupidity or whatever you want to call it, take risks that maybe they shouldn't have taken, but they thought at that particular time that they could do whatever the task was at hand, and maybe that's what officers.
But
thought.
his resistance. No, but I do agree. His resistance is understandable because from what we've seen, they just immediately rolled up on him. And he doesn't know why, and they're immediately grabbing him, hitting him, throwing him to the ground. He doesn't know why. And like Nzo said, it's human nature to resist when someone's beating you the fuck up. That's what you're gonna do. But if you realize it's a cop and you see what they're doing, it comes to a point to where it's like, okay, they might kill me, but I think there's a better chance of them killing me if I keep fighting back.
I really wish we could have heard the radio traffic to why they did that, and that would answer a lot of questions. Why I can better explain if I could hear that radio traffic why they did such and such. Based on what I've just seen there, their approach was all wrong. And then him pulling the gun and putting it on his head stuff was really stupid. But like I said, every officer, every police department isn't like LAPD and New York PD. They got all this technological and top of the line equipment. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Even if the guy was armed, even if he did something, they definitely need de-escalation training.
Yeah,
They
just now
do not
going
know how
back to
de-escalate.
pepper spray. For so long, we were dependent. A lot of officers dependent on tasers. Oh, tasers. I tell you right now, I'd rather get tased any day than that pepper spray because that is 45 minutes to an hour of hell.
Yep.
Didn't you say you guys are just getting your batons back too, Danny?
We're trying to get our batons back because I can't think of the name of the taser company now, but they pretty much got the monopoly over law enforcement tasers. Man, they want like $1,200, $1,500 a taser. You can't afford that, some departments.
Damn.
Yeah, and those are the higher end ones, the ones that have the wires that shoot out and everything, not the.
Yeah, we had the cartridges that shoot 25 feet, 50 feet, and I think they got one up there like 60 or 70 feet. But the longer the reach, the more it costs. I mean,
and it's one shot. The pepper spray you can at least spray a bunch of times.
And one spray,
well,
right?
we get
like
two cartridges each.
And I was gonna say one spray, like you could have a crowd of people and you spray that once and everybody is gone.
There's a deterrent.
And
My old boss,
and that's why they're worried, because if there's someone innocent, doesn't sound like they're suing the department. I got hit with pepper spray and I wasn't even part of it.
My old boss, There'll be a fight at the games. He'll walk around the whole fight and 30 seconds, crowd
Gone.
disperse.
And spray it up in the air. Like you don't have to spray it on anybody.
No, he
right?
sprayed down at the ground.
At the ground.
Let it come up.
Yeah.
And man, he used to. I've seen him break up many of them. I'm like, man, where you get that little trick from? Try that shit.
I wanted to get this one here because he said, "I hear you, Lunga, but I don't agree with you." Before we close, what did you not agree with? What Lunga said? Because I think
I saw when he put it up. It was at the
Especially
very
was saying about
beginning.
Lung was talking about the cops hitting the guy because he was resisting.
Punching. I think it was about the punching.
Oh, okay.
When I was talking to LB, I'm like, what would you do? You know, if you punch, they're punching.
Yeah.
But again, just let me clarify because I sound like a red hat wearing motherfucker right now. I am not saying the level of excessiveness of punching they were doing was warranted because they were going way above and it didn't look like subduing. It looked like beating someone up. That
right.
Two things they should have done: point the gun at his head and then beat his head like a basketball. That was wrong.
Yeah.
And like Lunga did say earlier, there are pressure points we are taught, but like I said, every officer ain't always skilled at it. So
and not even skilled at it. The moment, right? You're not thinking about going for his pressure point, right?
Yeah.
But
when you fight, man, they don't come out of that. I mean,
you owe me beatdown. You owe me money. Beatdown is you beat a guy down, and then you put a gun to the back of the head, and you pretend like you're gonna fucking shoot him, and then
yeah.
That's called you owe me money. Beatdown.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, for real.
Next time I'll fucking kill you. Next time I'll kill you. That's what it is, Danny.
Fuck you, pay me.
So I don't know if he's sending a signal to the boys standing around there, but that on itself was more fucked up than the head pounding.
Oh, the pride.
The gun to the back of the head, that was fucked up.
Mason, I'm just speaking from my own personal experience because I've had issues with cops the way they've talked to me, and my pride is like, who the fuck are you talking? Like here again, I am not in any way saying I understand what it's like to be a black man. But here's the thing: if anyone see me on cam, I don't look white. Okay. Most people think I'm Latino. And when I'm pulled over by a cop, they don't think I'm white. Most of them think I'm Latino. Okay. And especially if I'm in certain areas of the city, do you think they're treating me like a white guy? No, they're not treating me like a white guy. Okay. So I have not had good situations with police officers. Usually when they pull me over. Some of them have been ignorant, rude fucking dicks. And I'm like, and I have this thing with me where it's like when someone talks to me a certain way, I'm like, do not talk to me like I am a child.
Absolutely.
That's not gonna fucking fly, dude. You better stop right now. And then they tried, pulling their authority on me. And that's another thing too. I have an authority problem. I do.
Me too.
And when people try to exert authority on me just because they have that badge for no other reason, I'm like, no, I'm pushing back on it. And that does cause problems. So when I say that, I'm talking about from my personal experiences.
And to be fair, like I've said it many times, I'm like, sometimes you need to know when to just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like I remember we got stopped one time. It was like 4:00 in the morning. We went to Tim Hortons after the club. We were all like pretty much messed up. You know what I mean? We're going to get eat. The driver, of course, he wasn't drinking. But we got to the Tim Hortons, right? And 2 cops came in behind us. We got our food and left, and they left. Stopped us like half a block down the street. And my boy was just going off. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Cursing the mirror. He wouldn't stop, right? So when they went back with his license, I'm like, bro, like, we are going to be here now for hours. And sure enough, we were there for like 45 minutes.
Even if they don't do nothing to you, they waste
they just keep you there.
Time.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you would have just shut up and let them do what they were doing, we could have been out of there in 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to know when to be like, zip it. You know?
POP.
What's that, Danny? POP?
Pissing off the police. I've seen it many times, brother.
Yeah, Danny said it too. Like he said many times, if someone comes up to him like, "Hey, we pay your taxes," you're getting a ticket.
Oh, you get a ticket, bro. You get a ticket.
I'm gonna speed. I'm gonna speed through North Carolina. I'm gonna find you, Danny.
North Carolina, you won't find me. You gotta go a bit south.
South Carolina.
I'm telling you, man. I stopped somebody and the pastor yapping. When they talk about I pay your taxes and your salary, oh yeah, your ass will get a ticket. You might get more than that too. Whatever I can find. You gotta
beat
crack.
down.
You gotta ain't no beat down. Anything I can write a ticket for.
Okay. It's okay.
Technically,
that's
you can
another,
take somebody to jail for
another day in court for you, Danny.
speeding.
I'll meet you in court.
No, and I get that, right?
Nope.
Go ahead, Donnie. Sorry.
You may not believe this, LB, but I've carried a taser for 20-something years. I've never tased number one person.
That's what I like to hear.
And I believe you 100%. Mason said black men don't get that. I don't want to use the P word. No, it's not even about the P word, right? It's just that sometimes,
what's the P word?
It's not worth it.
I'm lost. I don't know what the P word is.
I thought it was
pussy.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's me too. I don't want to use a P word. I'm guessing he's saying because we keep talking, and when I said to we need to be quiet, so he said he doesn't want to call them pussies or whatever. But for people that be quiet, I think that's what he's saying. But yeah, that's sometimes, man, you just gotta. It's hard.
I've said this. I heard you say this before. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you have to say something. Sometimes you learn to bite your tongue. Even in I've been to different towns, and I can tell the attitude how them suckers walk up there. If they walk up the right way, I'm like, hey man, I know I was speeding. If you can cut me a break, man, I please do. I've said that many a times. And they'll look at stuff and say shit, and then because I know I can fight it later on, because all I do is call their chief and say, hey, can you help me out, bro?
I gotta be honest with you, Mason. Like I explained to you, I have never once had any white privilege been pulled over by a cop, because not one cop has thought I was white. I look Latino. Most people think I'm Mexican.
I know I damn
100% Sicilian.
Yeah, I didn't think
most people think I'm Mexican, and I live in Chicago, and there's a lot of Latinos in Chicago, and people think I'm Mexican. Now I know there is a difference between how Latinos are treated and how black people are treated, but when you go to the city, it's not that different.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You can go watch certain movies like Blood In, Blood Out, and all them type of movies. You can see they treat you guys the same way. Trust me, same way. You know what I mean?
Look, Nzo even forgot they treat you guys. I'm not Mexican.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I meant Mexicans, Latinos.
If I could ask you just one thing.
K-Dots, you're crazy.
What do you think the percentage of videos we've shown of, sorry to say, police murders, Latino?
Not maybe 1%.
Yeah, it is more
I don't
black.
even know if we saw one, so there's no comparison. I'm talking death, maybe harassment, which I could live with, because more times than not, harassment is brought on them by themselves. You know how many times I see black guys driving in the car with their hat tilted the way it shouldn't be? Like, it's almost like you're begging them to pull you over, and then you want to use the black card. You don't represent all of us, man. Some of us wear our cap normal, like me and Nzo. I don't know why your head is fucking shaped differently. That you gotta wear like LL Cool J all your life.
They're not trying.
With your music blaring. The Latinos, they want to wear the plaid. They want to look like Vato, some of them, and then they wonder why they get pulled over. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying the ones that get pulled over and then want to use the card. Why is it? Because I'm Latin? Why? It's because I'm black? No, it's because you're stupid. Am I right, Danny?
Don't pull me into that, man.
No, I'm asking you. A lot of times, people that use that card, you know.
I agree with you, Roberto. Seriously,
they usually do something stupid to get pulled over, and then they want to say it's because of their race.
Or maybe not even something stupid. I'm telling you now, you can believe this, what I'm about to say or not, but 95% of most traffic stops, whether you get a ticket or not, or get your ass hemmed up one way or the other, is your attitude.
I was just gonna say attitude.
If you get a pretty good attitude, I can take. Well, I can speak for my department. I can't speak for no other department in the United States. But if your attitude is right, usually you're gonna get a warning or the lowest amount ticket. When you start chattering off at the bottom and being smart, I'm telling you, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna check for warrants. That's the first thing we're gonna do.
Yeah,
you get a warrant.
This is where the pride comes in. Listen, I hate that mother. Every cop does it. I know they're doing it for a reason. But what they do? Where you going? Where you coming from? Motherfucker, it is not your fucking business. You write me a ticket. Write me a ticket. Let me go. Don't ask me these motherfucking questions trying to dig for something that ain't here. It's none of your fucking business. I hate that shit. And it immediately makes me.
Now, what would that get him, Danny?
You heard Donnie, right? Donnie was like, "Ooh, yeah."
See, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you talking like right, and I'm saying, "Hey man, what's up, man? How you doing? Where you coming from?" And you start all that MF for me.
No. Hold on.
The next numbers you're gonna hear is 1067.
No, hold on.
About to be arrested.
Let me clarify it. I'm amping it up while we're on the show. If a police officer asks me where I'm going, I should tell him I don't start motherfucking him. That's not what I say. But what I do say is I ask him, I go, what reason you pulled me over? And if he asks where I'm coming from, I say, that's none of your business, officer. What reason you pulling me over for? I start speaking politely. I'm not motherfucking him or swearing.
None of your business.
But if he asks again, I'll say that's none of your business. It isn't.
Like one time I got pulled over.
But wait, explain something to me, Danny. Taking ego aside, okay? Because because police officers have ego and pride too. Let's be honest. They're like, you should respect the badge. Who do you think you are talking to me that way? I'm asking you a question. You're supposed to answer it. You can't. No, sir. Sorry. I don't have to answer that question, Danny. I don't.
I hear what you're saying, but this is my logic. Let's say, for instance, I'm sitting in a 65 mile per hour speed zone. You going 85 miles per hour, and I stop you. I say, hey, Mr. Lunga, my name is Officer Graham. I work for the Clarendon County Sheriff's Office, blah, blah, blah. Reason I stop you because you're doing 85 and 70 mile per hour speed zone. Where's the hurry tonight? Where are you going to? That's
okay.
Hold on.
Now, hold on. Now, here's the thing. We all fucking speed, Danny. We all speed for a million reasons because we are all in a hurry to get laid, to get home and take a fucking shower because our ass stink, because we're late for work. It's irrelevant. If the 1% chance we're running because we're running for fucking because we're carrying drugs, it's more likely Occam's razor. I'm trying to get laid. I'm late for work. Whatever the fucking case is, and all you're doing is you're stopping me out from doing those innocuous, non-illegal things, and you're bugging me. It's like, first, I would say this is how I would respond to you. Oh, officer, and because you never admit it. Officer, I don't believe I was speeding. Do you have a radar? As far as where I'm coming from, that's none of your business. Because it's not. I do not, because we have a right to not answer questions. We do not have to
travel 95 south with that attitude. That's all I gotta say.
But that wasn't an attitude. That was just me answering you. That wasn't. I gave you an answer. It's just an answer you didn't like. But that's not an attitude. If me saying, officer, that's none of your business. How is that an attitude? That you just don't like the answer? What I'm saying
is, most of the time we give. This is the general rule on the interstate is 70 miles per hour in South Carolina. So we usually give 13 or higher, we stop you.
And and you're still going to give me that motherfucking ticket? You ain't give me a warning if I talk nicely to you. You're still going to give me a ticket?
That's not true.
You are not giving no warning if someone's going 15, 20 miles over.
That is not true. We are taught to give more warnings than citations because for the very fact the time is weak. Let me tell you the reason why.
Cool.
Times you go in court, your defense attorney that you're going to pay for, going to pull 4-year request, Freedom of Information Act, and see, Officer Nzo writes 300 and something citations and only 10 warnings. No.
Great.
You're going to see Officer Nzo writes 300 warnings and 150 tickets. We are trained to do that just so we can deter that argument that, we are here trying to get money and quotas. No.
Sure. And you just legitimately said, I will decide to give you a warning or a ticket based on if I like you. That's basically what you just said. And at that point, I don't give a fuck if you you don't like an attitude or you like an attitude. Okay. And me saying
the same way you don't give a fuck, the officer ain't gonna give a fuck and give you that citation
in a calm voice. If I say, officer, that's not really any of your business. That's not an attitude, Danny.
Okay.
Sounds like police abuse.
No, you said okay, like you don't believe it. You are saying if I do not answer your questions, it's an attitude. An attitude is like that ain't your fucking business, bro. That's an attitude.
I'm saying you have the right to say whatever you're going to say, and I'm telling you based on certain answers, whether it's calm and polite, like shut the fuck up, nigga.
Whoa.
Okay, that was calm and polite.
No.
But I'm not saying
you completely shut the
you're
fuck
gonna say
up
that.
N-word too.
I
That's
felt
not
that,
your
bro.
business,
I'm not
officer.
saying you're gonna say that, but I'm saying if somebody say, "Oh, shut the fuck up, nigga," I don't want to hear what you're gonna say. They can say it as
Oh, that's
calm
not
and
the same
politely as they
thing.
want to, and
That's
not
not
be
the
my
same
color.
thing.
I'm still gonna be offended.
That's
And
not
it's
the
still
same
gonna cause a
thing.
ruckus.
The other, what you just said, quietly or not, is meant to be offending. Me saying
Okay.
it's none of your business is not meant to be offending. It's a statement of fact because, correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, and you can't because I am not wrong. I do not have to legally answer that question. I am
I'm not saying you-
under no obligation for a regular traffic stop to answer that. Matter of fact, I do not have to answer any questions. You can give me a ticket, and I can be on my way, and we can meet in
That's
court.
gonna
But I
be
do
in
not.
the book
I
too,
am not
Lonzo.
legally obligated
I'm
to
not-
answer
I have
any
never
of
said
those questions.
I have never said
The
you're
right
legally
side
obligated
is
to answer anything.
You're under
All I'm
arrest.
saying is that if you choose to go that route in certain jurisdictions, then you might find yourself arrested because you can be arrested.
Wait,
for a
what?
traffic
Arrest?
ticket.
Hold on. Oh, whoa. This I watch way too many of that fucking audit videos.
Okay.
Sir, good sir. What is your probable cause for arresting me? If I
Because
hand
that is-
you
because
my
that is-
license, hold on. If I hand you my license, I hand you my registration, and the only thing I said is, sir, that is none of your business of where I'm coming or going. What are you going to arrest me for?
Because
Under
I'm-
what cause?
I just told
Go
you
ahead.
that if a
then we're
speeding
gonna wrap it up.
citation is the same thing as breaking a law, and if the officer chooses to be an asshole, and it is far and few in between, but there have been cases where people have been taken to jail simply because they were speeding. I didn't say that I
In
made the
Illinois,
rule up.
in
I'm just-
Illinois, you have to be going over 20 miles an hour over the posted speed limit for it to be an optional arrestable offense. If it's under 20 miles an hour, they cannot arrest you for that. They can just give you a ticket.
Okay, Logan, you're right.
Every state's different. That
That's
is
what I'm
different
telling
per
you.
state.
That's what I'm
So-
telling you.
In South Carolina, they might
in
be able to
South
arrest you if you're going
Carolina,
2 miles an hour.
I've
but
seen people arrest you for going a half mile. If that officer feels
because
vexed,
you all fascists out there. I understand.
no,
It's okay.
y'all.
All right, so let me get to these comments, then we're gonna close it up real quick. K-Dot said Kanye West carried Adidas with his ugly shoes. Honestly, he's the reason Adidas became more relevant last decade in the brand of shoes. All Adidas shoes were ugly to look at, though, even though the Yeezys. Yeah, that is correct. I remember Adidas were trash, and he came in there and he brought them up there.
Kanye made prison Crocs fashion statement.
Yeah, for
Those
real.
are prison Crocs, yo.
for real. And thanks for the $5. Yeah. Yeah, the ones you showed us. Thanks for the $5 super chat, kid. I appreciate it.
Look like those
they're
old school
horrible.
couches cut up to.
And those shoes are like fucking $600 to $700. It's crazy.
Yep.
There's no way, you know. And there's this funny TikTok video of this black dude who says he showed his African parents the Yeezys, and their reactions to it were hilarious. Keda says Spotify CEO also revealed he's not dropping Kanye's music too. He said he doesn't have the right to do so. It's up to Ye's label if they want to pull his music. Yeah, pulling his music and all that stuff is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. What we have here, I was only going based on what you said. Race plays a factor to your views, but I'm not basing it on that. Danny, don't endorse those ugly Adidas shoes. They're hideous. I'd honestly rather wear Skechers.
Yep.
Shell toes
wear
aren't
those
ugly.
skateboard
I didn't
shoes.
say the Yeezys. The Yeezys are
Which
ugly. Shell toe Adidas ain't ugly.
No, shell toes, shell
That's
tops
not
aren't
him.
ugly though. But
That's Run
yeah,
DMC.
yeah, Run DMC. What's wrong with saying I'm coming from a movie, sir, and then smiling? Because sometimes you just don't really, it's all
You
about
just
your
want to
mood
avoid
too.
a fucking
Yeah.
incident. You want to
Yeah.
be in and out without
you can
any
say whatever you
fucking
want.
I could
problem.
not be angry at all. It doesn't do about anger or anything at this point. When I say it is none of your business, it's none of your business. It does not matter.
Let me give you
the
another
ticket
story.
or
A flip
don't.
side.
Where I'm coming from shouldn't change that.
Watch this flip side. A buddy of mine, after hockey, we have a couple of juices and, shoot the shit. And he had a couple too many. We're going down the street. He was going down the street. The street was blocked because Montreal's Constructionville. He pulled a Yui on a street you can't. and it just so happened it was a cop at the light. He pulled a Yui, tried to show off for his friends, sped down the road. Cops went after him and caught him. He was like, "Officer, yes, I know I was," like Danny said, he acknowledged he was speeding. He said, I just finished playing hockey. And the officer said, "You play hockey?" He goes, "Yeah, I play hockey down at the arena there. I just wanted to get home because my wife called me about my kid." "You play hockey, huh? Okay, I'll cut you a break for that, man. You have a good evening."
Yeah,
If he didn't handle it the way he did, like admit guilt and you did wrong and you just want to avoid an altercation. That's all. And it was over. And we were shocked because he's light skinned.
Yeah, and saying none of your business can cause an altercation.
None of your business,
no matter how you say it.
Yes, because they
But
feel
it's
like
not.
it's
It's not. But
ego or
it's
not.
the truth. It's not.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but
it
imagine
can
you come
cause an
home and your wife
altercation.
says, "So where were you, Lunga?" "None of your business." It's going to be the same outcome.
I
It's
ain't
going to be the
married
same
to this
outcome.
fucking officer. Sorry, I am
I'm
not
just
married
saying,
to this
just
motherfucker.
another-
If
it's
anyone
just
asks me
another
where you coming
scenario.
from, the only person that has that right
Lunga,
is my wife.
You're not seeing the point. The only reason of it is that word. It's none of your business. It doesn't come off as matter. Like Danny's saying, it doesn't matter if you whisper it or scream it. It has the same effect. It's
Okay,
almost like
and
fuck
here, watch
you.
this.
It's none of your business.
Watch-
That's what
okay,
it comes
sure.
off like.
So let's change the wording up. Let's just change the wording up, and I bet you Danny's response is still going to be the same. Okay, let's change the wording from "it's none of your business, officer" to I'm not going to answer that question, officer.
What about, in all honesty, I don't have to disclose that information, officer.
Sorry, I'm not going to answer that question, officer.
How's that, Danny? In all honesty, I don't have to disclose that information.
I'm not saying he has a right to. I'm not saying. I'm just saying based on some.
It's choice of words, no?
All I'm saying if
he's still writing it. No, he's arrested. He's still arresting me. He's still arresting me.
You're not letting me finish, Lonzo. You gonna let me finish?
All
All I'm saying is based on what I've seen from this crowd on the panel, that I'm the only good cop in America, and if all the cops are trigger happy and ready to kill somebody, then why in the fuck would you want to poke that bear?
You just told Lunga you'll give him a ticket just because he don't say Merry Christmas to you. Bro.
I'm telling you, there are some officers that would give you a ticket if they feel like you're being a smartass. That's what I'm saying.
Let me. Okay, I'm going to give you a little context here. Okay, this is not saying I hate police officers, Danny, because I like you, Danny. So I don't hate police officers.
You like him out of his police officer capacity.
No. But if I am pulled over, okay, this goes back to when I was 16. The one time when I wasn't pulled over because they thought I was Hispanic, it was because literally I was Italian. Now, when I was a kid, when I was 16, I had a big ass 77 fucking Impala, okay? And I had the bumper was covered with Italian fucking bumper stickers. It's just Italian flags, all this shit. And my friend and buddy was in the car with me. And I'm driving, and I legitimately was not speeding. I was going 2 miles over the speed limit. It was 35. I was going like 37. Didn't do. Cop came over, pulled us over. One came to my window, one came to the passenger window where my buddy was sitting. And he has us roll down the windows. We did. I was terrified. I was 16. It's the first time I'd ever been pulled over. Everything, right? Shit in my pants. And the first cop comes to my window, goes, "What's up, Mario? Where are you headed?" And he looked at my friend. He's like, "What about you, Guido?" I'm like, now, mind you, when this was happening, I did not digest or realize what happened until I was an adult. I was almost 30 before I thought back, and I'm like, oh shit, them motherfuckers didn't like Italians. I didn't even realize it until like a decade later. And they just kept on with this fucking kind of talk. Where are you headed? What are you doing? What are you guys doing out here? I'm like, dude, we ain't doing nothing. I'm just driving. Blah, blah. They ended, did not give me a ticket, did not tell me why they pulled me over. I wasn't speeding. And then they're like, all right, on your way, guys. They were just fucking with a bunch of teenagers who were driving. And it wasn't like in a bad neighborhood. It wasn't in the suburbs. It was just normal shit. Okay.
It's not their profiling me.
Yeah. Now again, they didn't do anything. They didn't even give me a ticket, Danny. They didn't give me a ticket for anything. Yeah, they just harassing me and then let us go. Okay. That's all they did.
That white privilege.
And and then as I got older and in my early 20s, I was the only one working. I had the kids, all three of my kids by the time I was 24. My wife didn't work. I was the only one who was working. We were broke all the time. It was hard for me to keep insurance on the fucking car. And then we lived in a certain suburb where I got pulled over once for not having insurance. And then they knew my car because it was a small area and I was right by the police station. And they would literally come looking for me and kept pulling me over till I got to the point where I had to get arrested. And I spent the night in fucking county because of fucking insurance. Okay. And it was just shit like that. Like it was targeted at that point. So when you take what happened as a kid and you take that, I'm sorry. Now I have no patience for the dumb shit. Okay. Now again, I am not, like I said, on here I was talking, fuck you, motherfucker. I've never told a cop, fuck you, motherfucker. I've never sworn at him. I've never done anything like that. Okay. But I do have a little edge to my voice, and I'll be like, what's your problem? Okay. And if he keeps going on, I'm like, officer, if you're gonna give me a ticket, just please give me a ticket so I can be in my way. Please. I do sound annoyed. Okay. Because it's just like, bro, this is bullshit at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bullshit at this point. Just give me the fucking. If you're gonna give me the ticket, give me it. I am not gonna kiss your fucking ass and lick your butthole so I get a warning. Either give me the ticket or leave me the fuck alone. That's it. I don't have time for this other bullshit. This. Let's ask everyone these probing questions so we can take a look in the car and see if we notice anything. So if you know, dude, not everybody's a fucking drug dealer. Okay.
And I will say this before I close up. I do agree with you 100% because when you're like me, I've never really been arrested. But, you know, when you're walking down the street and every day getting stopped for something as a kid, and then, you know, one time they stopped me and they're like, because I had on a Raider jacket, and they're like, oh, you know, you fit a description. Then they asked me about the Raiders, and I told them, oh, the Raiders are the quarterback, but I showed them that I watch football, and then they let you go, right? It's like, okay, yeah, he's not, because the Parker Raider jackets were considered like gang jackets, and then they realized like, hey, he knows football, probably is a fan of the team, and then they let you go. So I understand that when it's constantly happened to you as an adult, when it happens to you, especially as an adult, you're like, what the fuck? I'm like 48 years old, and you still fucking watching me like I'm like 16? Absolutely, 100%. I can understand.
Now I have been lucky. I will say this: I have not been pulled over in the last 15 years. Last time I got pulled over was like 10, 15 years ago, something like that. So I haven't been pulled over in a long time. But and I gotta be honest with you, like I see to come to comments, Jungle likes it difficult. I'm not, dude. I am not in any way lying about this. I will say flat out, yeah, it is my ego and it is my pride and it is my disestablishmentarianism. I don't like people enforcing shit on me or thinking they have control over me just because. Like for a fucking traffic ticket, I'm going 6 miles an hour. You gotta, enforce your authority on me, dude. Just give me the ticket and let me go. It's not that big of a deal. You're a fucking human being just like me. You ain't nothing. I'm sorry, Danny, but you ain't shit. Just give me the fucking ticket and let me go. That's it.
And it was a great show, guys, man. Thank you for coming in, Lunga, LB. I'm going to let you shout out your channels. And to the people still watching, just remember next week is the 100th episode. It's going to be a doozy one. So I didn't think we'd get to 100 episodes, but we're there. LB, shout out your channel real quick.
What up, everybody? Appreciate you having me on. My channel is called The Lonely Banter. My latest video is a review of Tales of the Jedi. So if you're into Star Wars, and me,
what's good, Jason Lee?
Me debunking a lot of foolishness out there. Check it out, people.
Lunga, shout out your channel, man. I'm glad you came on. It's been a while,
yeah,
man.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great console, but I like all I really do on there now is D&D stuff. Yeah, so I don't do much on there, but I am writing for Twinfinite. It's a website I do entertainment news on there. So. If you guys want to check out Twinfinite, you could see some of my articles over there.
Absolutely.
I actually get paid to do this shit.
Put the link
now
in the chat if you want to. No problem. Mr. Graham, thank you for coming on again. Shout out your channel.
Caca.
Wait, your channel's Caca? Oh, sorry to hear that.
Telegram AK comment chat. You can find me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, usually on Chaos Central doing our shows. I enjoy coming on here. Even though I get beat up, but it is what it is.
Oh, we still love you, Danny.
Yeah. Absolutely. We only do it because we love you.
I can't tell.
That's the only reason. And make sure you guys check out Danny's daily videos, man. They're fire.
No, they ain't daily.
Well, they were daily at one point.
Too busy giving innocent people fucking tickets, so you can't write them daily.
I lost that energy. I did one today.
For real.
So check it out.
Roberto, where can they find you? We do a square one this weekend or what?
Yeah, no more golf. But wait. Yeah, there's no more golf, man. So I think it's done.
What's the weather going to be Saturday there, Nzo?
I don't know yet. Hold on.
Well,
I'll
we
check
can
real
check.
quick.
If it's
Shout
6,
yourself
we
out,
ain't gonna
Roberto.
see it.
You know, if God doesn't want me to do square one this weekend, you can't be mad at God. You know?
Sunny plus 13.
Yeah, but that 13 ain't gonna be till like
Yeah,
2 o'clock, and
yeah.
that's too late, man. We want to play around 11. My buddy already told me it's gonna be 0 at 9, 10 o'clock. I ain't playing
Hold
golf
on,
for no fucking 0.
Degrees, bruh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. y'all- bruh.
Yeah, don't worry, LB. It gets bad. We get to minus 20 and it goes to like minus 40 with the windshield. Ooh, it gets bad.
Oh, I get that shit here in Chicago. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah,
y'all-
for
y'all
real.
tripping, bruh.
And for those of you in the chat, there is the link for Lunga's website where he's writing for. So check that out. And again, Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you guys for popping in. Much appreciated. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week with another one. Can't do without the support we get from the chat. And it's always great to have a great panel on here to have some fun with us, man. So peace. See you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Find the right logo.
Cat say, yeah, let me out of here.
I hear that. I hear that pussy in the background.
That's my lion.
There we go. That's not true. Peace, guys.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that,